Holy landlubbers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. Oh, I'm so glad it's Friday. I've been having such a bad time since I got back from Boston this September. It's not been a good September at all. But yeah, we got through this week, and that might be the worst of it for a little while. There's some positive indicators. Yeah, I've heard a few other people say this was an especially bad week. I don't know, my sister would know. I think something's in retrograde. I think it might literally be Mercury in retrograde. I mean, I have my own beliefs about the way things work. I know that a lot of the time people say stuff about Mercury being in retrograde, life is bad. But I also kind of know that I just frequently think life is bad. So, like, I don't know that that's, like, a particularly strong indicator of that validity. Glad people are bringing stream treats. Ditto has enough chocolate-covered pretzels for everyone, but no way to disseminate them. Yeah, that's a real problem. I'm glad people are excited for this. This is a pretty good turnout for the start of a Raincoat stream. Speaking of, it is Friday, September the 22nd. We've recovered from the missile that exploded in my stream software last week when I started trying to play the Ghost Trick remaster, which, listen, I don't know if you're already familiar with that game or what, but, like, if you are watching this, you haven't already watched whatever amount of the Ghost Trick playthrough is posted to my YouTube channel, make a note of that for later, because that's been a real treat for, so far, only like 3 hours, but I remember that game only getting better over time. And it's been a long time. So, I don't know, I'm really optimistic about that, but for Raincoat, we also got quite the business we gotta get up to. So last week, as Ditto was alluding to in chat, we were having just like a perfectly normal conversation in our secret submarine detective base when the fascist police force of the local megacorp literally just fired a missile at us and may or may not have killed some percentage of the cast. Now, considering the fact that, like, the promotional materials for this game heavily introduced a series of characters who all died during this game's first case, like, I really wouldn't put it past the game to have killed some number of people. But let me tell you about my theory. And I'm certain that this won't be true. But I'm excited about the really stupid idea anyway. So at the end of last week's stream, we went to save, and the game showed us that our next, like, a portrait picture of our next partner, which is Fubuki Clockford, which immediately tells me she most likely didn't die, or something weird is going on. And also that she will be the person who works the next case with us, whatever on earth that is. But we also know from the past that Fubuki Clockford, with her extremely overt naming convention, among other things, is strongly implied to have some sort of chronological forte superpower shenanigans. Now, it's not meaningfully different from just everyone surviving the missile explosion, but for some reason, what I really want to have happen is that Yuma and Fubuki are the only ones who survived the explosion, and then Fubuki's like, it's okay, I'm going to use my time forte and return to the past, and then we'll just not get blown up by a missile. And I know how stupid that sounds because it's a really dumb idea, but I can't think of a game that would be better suited to, like, using that plot contrivance than Raincoat off the top of my head. And it would just amuse me if like I always like it when there's, like, a funny or clever subversion of the obvious thing, and the obvious thing is just, like, nobody died, like, everyone just got scattered to the river and went into hiding because the police are after them or whatever. But, like, it's way funnier to me if, like, everyone dies in a missile explosion and we're just like, well, we could solve a mystery, or we could just, like, not get blown up by a missile for a whole chapter. So he says it would also explain why she's silly all the time, because linear time is confusing. I mean, that works for me, too. Anyway, there's no time like the present, which is to say, some of the buttons on my Stream Deck work again. I haven't set up the quasi-soundboard at all, because that takes the most effort. because I have to set the individual audio level for each of the sound files. I think Fanfare's working again. I still don't understand why that stopped working. There's, like, literally no reason it shouldn't have been working last Saturday, but it seemed like it was working when I tested it before. But, like, I didn't change anything. Anyway, it's time to play Raincoat. Boop, 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 boop. Hello to everyone. Oh, we got, like, everyone out here tonight. We got Ditto, we got Castlearg, Sarah Rocks Aqua, Neko, Kronos, Volpixie, Castlearg a second time, I think. Of course, JM Platts in chat, who's my mom. Hi, Mom. I made it onto the iPad. I love seeing Carlos in chat. Carlos is the best, however much money I spent individually on that emote I've ever spent on anything. I sure do love Carlos. That lady wants the finest buns. That's fun.
They're fine. They must be.
Where did Shinigami go? Oh, she's like way over there for some reason. And I talked to this lady. Oh, by the way, we're starting a new chapter, and you know what that means. In addition to the thing I want to happen that won't happen. Side quests! I don't know why I said that like that. It seems there was an explosion near the riverbank recently. Dang it, the really loud O is back. We went like a pretty good stretch without one of those. Can you tell me more? Would, but I don't have any other information. It sounds dangerous, so I haven't gone there myself. I see. I'm sorry, I can't help. See, that was worth 5 whole points. Oh, that's right, we're like super close to a level, and I was like really trying to get that done last week. And it did not happen. I don't really want to do the work today either, my guy. It's true, new chapter does mean new DP. And who doesn't like DP? Detective points, what were you thinking? But it says, I haven't been able to catch the start of a mission for this game yet. Always join midway and feel super confused. I'll tell you what, that would only probably be like a little bit different if you watched all the way from the start. It's a weird game. It's, you know, it's one of those classic, like, really horny visual novel amnesiac Japanese mysteries you've heard so much about from watching this channel among, I don't know what other source you have for that. Am I doing? Oh, hang on. Some sort of ghost charm that I don't think I could interact with previously?
I knew it.
There are Taro Bozu hanging everywhere in Kanai Ward. I guess people really do want clear skies. Let me translate as much of that as I can. Taro Bozu, I assume, is a devil's fruit from One Piece, because it sounds like one, and I don't actually know what that is. What it actually is probably some sort of Sundance charm. You know, for people who really like the movie festival and not precipitation. But we're in this locked-off city that's, like, completely closed its borders because it's just basically a corporate town. And it's been raining for, like, 3 years continuously.
Huh?
Wouldn't it be more effective to hang people instead of dolls? And it'd be a whole new incident. I don't feel like that's the correct problem to have with that. Is this one of those meat buns I was supposed to get earlier? Meat bun loving man. I hope that when I die, people remember me as meat bun loving man. I feel like the meat buns in Ginma are juicier and more delicious than the ones in Kamasaki. That's not what I've heard. Right, they have just the right amount of fat, too. So the flavors are different depending on the district. I have no idea. Why not give them a try next time, dweeb? There we go. I finally hit the next level, for goodness sake. Museum is still currently closed, given the Nail Man incident. It's been closed since then, right? They're bound to go under soon. They'll reopen when things calm down. Define calm down. The murder stopped. That was sort of our job. Echo says... Terra means to shine, so Teru Teru Bozu would be a shine fruit. Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, I don't actually think I know the specific name of the, like, character who wields, like, laser light powers in One Piece. That could be, like, the Teru Teru no Mi. By the way, I'm still shilling for One Piece live action. If you haven't watched that on Netflix, you should watch it. I mean, they've already renewed for Season 2, which is awesome. And now we just have to make sure that Jamie Lee Curtis gets to play What's-Her-Face, the doctor who's the mentor to Tony Chopper. Because if somehow we make live-action One Piece and we don't make that happen, we failed as a society, and I will become the Joker and destroy the world. Like, everything has been angling towards this moment. We're so close. We cannot screw this up.
Say.
That's true.
I don't actually remember which of these things, or if there's, like, a pattern to, like, which things will continue to give me points if I check them between chapters. I guess I'm probably just meant to go to where the submarine was, probably. I should have intuited that, but I got really distracted thinking about the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis did finally tweet that she was interested in playing... I don't remember this character. I could tell you, like, a not interesting anecdote about my experience watching One Piece, but, like, I don't know if you're here for it. It's a little early in the day. By which I mean, it's, like, pretty late on the East Coast, and it's, like, evening here.
Hey!
Okay, well, there's a cultist in ill-fitting robes. We have that going for us.
He ran away when he saw me the other time, too.
I genuinely don't remember a separate incident of seeing a cultist in ill-fitting robes.
Maybe you did something?
Oh, well, go to the stream, Demolition. I'm glad that you have a chance to relax. This week sucked. It's a bad week.
I don't think so. He's a complete stranger.
You sure you don't need to hurry to the riverbank? You might find Fuzzhead's corpse, and then some.
Now, when you say "and then
No,
some,"
that's not true. Don't say ominous stuff like that.
what an insane juxtaposition. Just to be clear, I had no control over that camera transition. It was, like, focused on the characters in the cutscene. She's like, you might find his dead body and a bunch of gore. And then it flips around and this guy's doing the running man. Like, what is happening? I don't understand.
Who was that? And why did they run when they saw me?
This person must be filled with DP.
It's not like you're gonna figure it out by standing around here thinking about it.
You don't know that. Don't tell me what to
Shouldn't you
do.
be worried about Fuzzhead and...
Dissatisfied man. I'm sick of everything in this vending machine. But new products never come to this
No.
town. He seems pretty down. I guess I should leave him alone instead of eavesdropping on him for points. Yeah, the game really wants me to care about the dead characters, but I'm convinced that time travel's gonna happen, so, like, I'm feeling A-okay about it. For reasons. Where was that bun cart? Can I have buns? You there. Meat bun shop. Welcome. What an indescribable smell. Are you going to eat one? Oh, heck, look. Okay, we're back. For some reason. More technical issues. Fully beyond my understanding. But here's the good news. Is that on a whim, on our way to go talk to the submarine, I was like, where is that meat bun stand? Everyone keeps talking about the meat buns. Maybe I can eat one. And I was like, being a clown. But I walked up to it and I can apparently eat a meat bun. I don't know if it's gonna turn me into a ghoul or something, but... gotta have my buns. I'm all about that booty.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a little hungry, so I wouldn't mind eating. Here you go! Whoa, what a sensual smell. Maybe I should get one too.
Huh?
Don't describe it like that. Anyway, it's not like you can eat, right? Skull joke? You don't have a body? Phew.
Say,
What do you think? Any good? How to describe it? It was unique. Not bad, but... That's your reaction after eating a super popular meat bun? Your palate might need some work, Master. It has been established that our character has, like, some record in their file with the World Detective Organization that he's, like, a skilled chef, but the one time we tried to make food, it was, like, inedible and almost killed our boss. So, like, maybe we just have terrible taste.
Huh?
Really? I know I suck at cooking, but... Here I was expecting a review befitting a gourmet. How foolish I was. What kind of expectation is that? I didn't even get DP for that. I wonder if there's, like, an achievement for trying that in every, like, zone or whatever. What is that blue down triangle on the map? What is that? Do you have points for me? It still looks suspicious today. Did something happen? Huh? Oh, you know that antique shop over there? All that merchandise lined up in there looks real shady. At least that's what I think.
What?
Isn't every shop around here super shady? The bronze statue in front of that store, though. That thing is sick. Yeah. What's interesting is it seems as though, as the game goes on, the average DP I get from looking at stuff drops. And it wasn't, like, huge to begin with. Maybe it's just because I passed level 20, and now everything is less because I'm not supposed to level that quickly or something.
This is...
I've never seen this design before. No idea which country it's from. How would you know when you have amnesia? Don't tell me you've forgotten your amnesia. Oh, yeah. Master doesn't have a single care in the world. Alright, well, it doesn't look like I can investigate that suspicious whatever.
Another day for some fantastic fitness training!
What's happening? Hello? What was that? Why did that reaction occur? I don't remember if I've approached Liquor Shop before, but I walk up to it, and the first thing I experience is the shopkeep talking to a guy who's drinking out of an open container in public, saying, "You've had too much."
Come on.
Just because you're a sad little errand boy doesn't mean you can drink on the job. As if I'd do that. See, that's worth 10 whole points. Wasting everyone's time is good for you. Alright, so I should go... this way. Zoom! That's fun. I talked to you before, or recently? Shady, that should have got me wandered off into a dark alley to drink. I think it's shadier that, like... I was just walking down the middle of the street and she just shouted, like, "What a day for special fitness training!" Like, I don't know what that was. Also, hello to Cotillion and also to Alcadius, who may have left during the technical difficulties. Yeah, Zoom, like the spell, right? Man, what are those peacekeepers doing? You want to know too, right, man?
Huh?
Hey. Are you talking to me? Didn't you hear a torpedo blow up down by the river a little while ago? Explosion everyone was talking about was a torpedo? Of course it was. No good closing the horse when the stable door's bolted, you dummy. Gotta pick that sucker before the cart. Yeah, man. Yeah. I really wanted to say, wait, about that metaphor. It's very mixed. It's very badly mixed. I didn't think much of those peacekeepers from the very start. Aw, he's too drunk to listen to us. Hey, buddy, you listen? And he's gonna start rambling again. I should just leave. It's a lot of, like, drinking going on all of a sudden. I mean, I guess that happens when everyone you know gets blown up by a torpedo. Or is that just me, who doesn't drink? So, you know, it's complicated. It appears you're old enough to drink, though. What an interesting and valid observation, Sarah. Even though we look like we're 12. Come on, Fubuki, don't let me down.
It's terrible. The agency is completely blown to pieces.
I mean, simply calling it the agency feels inaccurate, as it was a submarine.
I thought I found a place I could call home.
You did! It just got blown up by a torpedo. Those are unrelated things.
I don't smell any corpses. I thought there'd be some around here.
Oh, everyone just survived like normal plot armor stuff, huh?
Of course not! Everyone is still alive! Master detectives wouldn't die so easily.
Point of order. Canonically, at the start of this game, didn't dozens of master detectives die in, like, less extreme circumstances just trying to get into the city?
You say that, but didn't they all die on the Amaterasu Express?
That's...
Exactly the same?
Whoa, what the...
It's me driving an L.A. Noire. Hey, that chain goes both ways. That's good to know.
Oh, darn.
I think that's the first... I mean, like, logistically, I think they've explained it in such a way that I should have expected the chain to drag Shinigami along. But I think that's the first time we've seen it work that way. Normally, if one of them pulls on it, it's her. You know. Also, aw darn. Excellent use of aw darn. Aw darn is really just a high-quality voice clip from Somnium Files. That's just an excellent line read under its circumstances. Master! Oh, there's like a butter moth.
Huh?
I mean, honestly, this feels like a lateral move from our living quarters on the submarine.
Where am I?
Although I don't currently see, like, a fireplace for Vivia Twilight to read in.
You're finally awake! Well, I also just woke up. When you go to sleep, so do I.
Wow. That feels... There's something really existentially upsetting about that relationship.
Because we're one and the same!
I remember I was suddenly thrown into a car and...
You know, if we keep blacking out at the rate we've been going recently, we're just gonna become Untold Legends Dark Kingdom.
I think you let your guard down too much. How many times are you gonna let yourself get knocked unconscious?
Eh, that's basically my point.
I can't help it. This city is so weird. Why does this keep happening to me?
Very reasonable question.
Who would do such a thing to you? And for what reason?
Could it be the Peacekeepers?
For some reason, my first thought is it's like some tangential group to the quote-unquote informants that Kurumi Wendy and her grandfather are a part of. And like she found out we got blown up by a missile, and then she abducted us to some safe place. Yeah, Acadia's got Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Duel Links edition. Wait. Isn't Duel Links the mobile app? There's multiple variations on, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Games now that it's... The naming conventions are weird enough, I find it hard to keep up with them.
Look around. It's so dirty here. If it's the Peacekeepers, they'd probably be sitting on reclining chairs with their feet up in a tidy room.
But if it isn't the Peacekeepers, then who? We can worry about it later. First, we have to get out of here.
I guess that's fair.
Where am I? Anyway, I'd better find a way out of here.
Someone graffitied inside of this base or whatever. 24/7 battlefield. That sounds like that could be another one of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Apps. Oh. There's things that are worth DP to look at, including vents and this poster. Slapping so many posters up in such a tiny room is like they're trying to brainwash people. Be careful, Master. People like you are susceptible to that sort of thing.
Huh?
I'm not that simple. Well, like, close to it. Let me try the front
It
door.
won't open. Seems like it's locked with a padlock or something from the outside.
Locked with a padlock? Look at the type of door this is. Why would it be locked with a padlock?
Why do they even want to imprison me?
Got 10 points and also sanity damage.
This is...
It's a worn-out sofa covered in dust. somehow it's not also a way out of this room.
Come on.
Absolutely filthy, aren't you, Master? Why direct that at me? Vent?
There's a vent here, but it's too small to pass through.
But what if we had, like, a bunch of dolls and nails?
The floor and the walls don't seem fragile enough to break, and there's no way out through the ceiling either.
I gotta tell you, it's real wild to me that, like, among the first things considered, Yuma's like, what if I could bust through the floor?
Looks like you're stuck in here. No point feeling gloomy about it. Just enjoy it while you can.
Enjoy it?
Woohoo! It's so fun! It's like we're frolicking through the sun like grass in spring.
Hey, let's talk about Shinigami for a minute, huh? I really want to like Shinigami as a character. We've talked a little bit about the experience with Shinigami playing through this game. I had the thought after last week's stream that, like, I honestly think one of the things that's most complicated about the character in a bad way is that her personality feels somewhat inconsistent. It seems like each case, her personality is, like, written by a different person. And it's not, like, outside the realm of possibility that a different writer would, like, handle the dialogue for each different case, but, like, you would like to think that someone would do a pass to sort of, like, make sure things felt consistent between characters. At least in my opinion, I feel like she's a little all over the place. Sometimes she just kind of likes to tease Yuma a little harshly. Sometimes she's, like, a borderline psychopath. But, like, I feel like it goes a step further, maybe, in that I feel like part of the inconsistency is sort of the same, like, weird amorphous gray area issue I've always had with the concept of the Addams family. Because, like, basically the premise of the Addams family is like, oh man, they're so weird. They don't, like, do anything the way normal people do. But, like, it's such, like, a broad, unclear, like, definition that you're never quite sure if the Addams family will hate something or like it. Like, it's all entirely subjective. And I feel like Shinigami's, like, the same way. She's, like, she loves corpses, but then, like, has this weird guilt trip about, like, you absolutely must murder all mysteries, because if you leave a single mystery, then people will get obsessed with it and they'll die. But she likes corpses and is, like, a reaper of the living. It's just, like, it's just hard for me to get a handle on the character. This says, music stream on the other monitor just had the same weird outage we had. Could be a rolling server issue. It could be. That was just so weird. Like, what concerns me a little is that I was having internet issues that were also related to a specific, entirely separate app earlier today at work. It was like a web-based thing that just, like, one component of my job just, like, broke down for, like, 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, okay, let me, like, reset my router and see if that helps. And it didn't, because it wasn't something on my end. But then for that to happen twice in one day with two completely unrelated pieces of, like, internet-related software was, like, troubling. Anyway, I guess the point is, like, I still don't really get Shinigami, but, like, she's not as cool as I want her to be.
It's hopeless. We're completely stuck.
Completely stuck. Now my, like... There we go. TV audio's back.
It's just like everything in my life right now. I'm trapped with no way out.
He's having the same week I am. Also, when I jiggled that audio cable and the sound came back, it came back at normal volume. What a crazy curse-possessed day we're having.
Master looks so lonely right now. It's like he's given up on everything. Hey! Can I give you a back tattoo that says, "My life is over"?
Why? Why would that be the thing to do? I'm in this picture and I don't like it. Yeah, I've been here recently.
Sorry, but I'm not really in the mood for your antics right now.
This was like me, like, moments before going live playing Ghost Trick last week. Like, this was me.
What's got got you so down anyway? It's not like you had anything to lose in the first place.
That's not true. I had a shabby back room on a submarine.
Besides me, that is.
Aw, my life's been a mess ever since you started haunting me.
Big mood. I guess I think she only cares about solving mysteries because it means she can reap the culprits' souls. That makes a certain amount of sense. I think anything she says to Yuma to make it sound like a noble cause is to manipulate him. I like that observation. I don't know that it's entirely consistent with her behavior. Because she, like... I don't feel like the things she lays the guilt trip on are consistent enough for me to think that that's all that's happening. But if that was it, it would be a really nice summary of it. And I like where your head's at.
Shinigami? What about those other detectives?
Basically, I feel like that's a better answer than what the game has actually provided.
What do you mean?
You said you've haunted other detectives in the past. They all gave up their memories, right? Were they able to achieve their goals using the power you gave them?
I don't really remember the past. I'm the kind who forgets what happened yesterday.
Tech. My friend Tech is a...
Oh, but there is one detective I distinctly remember. He always liked to say this one thing.
Elementary, my dear Watson?
I want to eradicate all mysteries from this world and bring happiness to everyone.
That's a little long-winded for a catchphrase, don't you think?
Huh?
I want to make a world where no one weeps while imprisoned by unsolved mysteries.
He was constantly reciting this long-form epic poem that he wrote about mysteries in the human condition. He'd spend hours reciting it each day in front of the mirror and virtually never made any progress solving any of those mysteries he alluded to.
He said that with such sparkling eyes that I laughed out loud. It still makes me laugh, as if a single detective could do that.
Imprisoned by unsolved mysteries. Like the Watchmaker's son, or Kurumi. If those cases remained unsolved, would they have suffered the same fate? So you didn't answer me.
Same fate as what?
What about that detective? Was he able to bring happiness to everyone?
I mean, if by everyone you mean like truly every person in this world, I feel like the very fact that we're in the Kanai ward suggests no, that probably didn't happen.
I don't know. Besides, I don't remember much. But if you look at how the world is right now, isn't the answer obvious?
I guess.
Unless it's like Concept Saga, where like, when people play enough card games, they get to become the god of a new world. And then someone in that world becomes a god after winning card games.
There's no way detectives could make people all over the world happy. Even in Kanai Ward alone, the number of unsolved mysteries keeps increasing.
One might also argue that it's not really the job of a detective to specifically make people happy. Like, that's, I don't know, that's not how I'd put it.
What can detectives even do?
Solve mysteries? That's kind of the thing. I mean, like, that might lead people to a better life where they are happier, but, like, I don't know that that in and of itself, like, makes people happy.
Detectives are useless. I'm useless.
Man, this is the real mood.
Huh?
Master, someone's coming!
Hidden Mickey. You see that on his necklace? I don't know why that's true, but that's definitely a hidden Mickey. Who and what are you, Hal?
You're awake. Sorry for getting rough with you. It was necessary at the time. Forgive me.
Yeah, it's a pretty good use of sir.
Well, don't we have quite the character here?
He looks like looking at this man, I have the assumption that he's like a cultist for Cthulhu, and that he has styled his hair to be A Cthulhu? Like a whole Cthulhu hair? Welcome to Skyrim.
Who are you?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked.
He's also kind of got those, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's, like, head prison tattoo things.
Consider this. Have you seen a child crying on a street corner? How about a kid wandering with no place to go?
Is that 7? That's definitely a hidden Mickey, right? If you're not initiated as, like, a Disney weirdo, like me, I'm a Disney weirdo. Like, a hidden Mickey is, like, basically, like, anything in the world that's not overtly supposed to look like Mickey Mouse, but, like, is clearly stylized with the dimensions of large circle and small circles where the ears would go, such that it makes a Mickey Mouse silhouette. His, like, 3-ring necklace is definitely a hidden Mickey.
We're a group of volunteers who shed blood so people like that don't have to shed tears.
I'm pretty sure that's 7 from the remake of 9 Persons, 9 Hours, 9 Doors.
That's right. We're the proud resistance against Amaterasu Corporation.
Resistance?
And I'm the head honcho. The name's Shachi. Nice to meet you.
This
I think he's gonna
reminds me.
eat us.
I've seen the flyers all over Kanai Ward.
Yeah, passing out flyers is an important part of our activity. We need to recruit as many people as possible.
I feel like important part of our activity is just like not strong enough language. That really makes it sound like some weird hobby, like you're trying to recruit people to your like knitting club or something. Yeah, our activity.
Though once we're finally caught by the peacekeepers, we'll probably all hang.
Out at the knitting club?
But what does the Resistance want with me?
First,
gonna topple Vader.
Let me apologize for not being able to bring you here in a more graceful way.
I mean, you didn't even try. That's the worst part.
But if I didn't do it this way, you couldn't stay hidden from the peacekeepers.
Why did you go to such lengths to see me?
Allow me to explain.
He's either gonna eat me or ask me out on a date after this. No middle ground.
Please, would you join us at our hideout? I want you to have a little chat with my friends.
Are we not already at your hideout? Did you take me to like a 4th location?
A hideout?
Don't worry, they're all good guys. Come on, follow me.
Also, I'm not sure what the alternative would be.
Seems like I'm being
Whether or not I
dragged
trust
into even
him.
more trouble.
It doesn't look like you have a choice right now, anyway.
We sure left the rails behind once we got to the city, which is an allusion to the fact that we were on a train where a bunch of people died. But now we are off the rails,
At least
firmly
he's the type of guy who's
thoroughly
kind to a lost kid.
off the rails.
I'm not a kid. Is it really okay to follow him?
I guess it can't be
Master,
helped.
stop being so indecisive.
Just to be clear, I'm not currently being indecisive. I want all the DP I can get, so I'm just gonna wander into every corner and try to hug every cat. Even though I know you can't do that. The Doya district? That's an entirely unknown district to me, I think. Those and other peoples on the run from the peacekeepers occupy abandoned buildings here. That sounds like a cheerful place. It is 7? Oh, so good.
My. It's already morning. The sun rose while you were fast asleep.
What is this place?
I like that we're on, like, a crappy rooftop in the garbage district. In, like, a mirror of coming to, like, the neon rooftop in the mediocre district.
The whole area is submerged. Looks like stagnant rainwater that didn't drain. Do people actually live here?
I mean, we lived on a submarine. These are boats. It's not, like, impossible, right?
Only weirdos who carve up animals could live in a place like this.
We essentially lived under these conditions the entire time we were in the city. If anything, our conditions were slightly weirder.
Is this your first time in Doya District?
First time, huh?
Doya district?
In short, It's what you'd call the slums. It's like this thanks to Amaterasu Corp. The people here are forced to live in the backwaters. They don't seem to care one bit about the unending rain.
It's a heavy rain.
Of course they don't. They're all living high up, looking down on us.
It's unsettling to me that, even though the lighting didn't change, his forehead got dark because his, like, visual novel portrait dimmed.
All the dirt and grime they spit out flows down from the city and ends up swirling around here.
Ah, the toilet district.
This is the reality of Kanai Ward.
Kanai Ward's reality.
Kanai Ward's ultimate reality. It's the toilet ward, not homunculus.
Come on. Our hideout is this way.
Just says that right out in the open. Not like a particularly well-kept hideout. Oh, good. Is that just like an actual straight-up drug addict? And, like, some carrion birds waiting for him to die? Hey, look who has good video game instincts. I found a glowy thing, like, immediately. An amethyst memory shard. I didn't realize those were worth DP. Hey, Jake, welcome to the stream. We made our way to the toilet ward. I think that's what we wanted, right? I think we wanted to be in the poop zone all along. I mean, just look at those textures. Just look at how realistic that water looks.
Our dream is to change Doya district scenery. We want to help the poor smile again. We call ourselves the Resistance.
Sounds
but
like
it would be better
5Ds.
for everyone if things can get resolved without a fight. I doubt the peacekeepers feel the same way, though. They're always striving to crush us. That's why we armed ourselves and prepared to fight back.
Why is there another,
don't know when
like,
this fight
weird
will end.
shot? The other one didn't do
I
anything.
don't know if we'll still be able to smile when it does. We may not have the answers, but we have to keep fighting. We were born and raised here, after all.
Splish splosh, splish splosh, splish splosh.
By the way, where are you from?
He said, speaking of realistic textures, I've been sucked into Red Dead roleplay. But isn't that an imagination-based game? Shouldn't it have as realistic of textures as you would imagine them to have?
Some stuff happened, so I don't have a place to call home right now.
I'm not sure that was the subtext of that question. I don't know if he specifically knows that we're a detective, but he seems to have intuited that we are sympathetic to the cause of not thinking Amaterasu is like a super cool organization. So I think he's more driving at the fact that we're not from around here, rather than the fact that our submarine home blew up in a missile fire.
Oh, so you're like us then. Guess that kind of makes us buddies.
Sure.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. But I suppose the Resistance and the Nocturnal Detective Agency are both being oppressed by Amaterasu. Our goals and aspirations differ, but we're kinda like friends in that regard.
Master, you're a professional loner, so you don't need any friends.
What's a professional loner?
Can you get paid for that? I'd be so good at that. Are there more memory shards over here? I know, like, you're trying to advance the plot or
Hey.
whatever. I kind of wanted a more forceful hey, like, hey, I kidnapped you. Don't just walk away from me in Toilet
For
Town.
now,
Even though I'm not really under duress, I really have to do what he says.
Hey, good work being on the lookout. This is our hideout. Come on in.
A neat. I mean, would you call a neat being a professional loner? Don't neats, like, not make money? Also, is neat an acronym? I forget. Like, I remember what it is. I don't remember the actual terminology. I'm not sure everyone in chat knows what that is. Is it an acronym, or is it just, like, short for a Japanese expression? It's kind of like someone who, like, drops out, like, after high school. They don't, like, go to university, and they just, like, play video games or something.
the Resistance's hideout. It's a bit scary, but
There's no running away now.
Not in education, employment, or training. So it is an acronym. Definitely didn't remember any part of it, but yeah. It's actually like a really succinct description of what that is. That's a good acronym. Is it a British term? I've only ever heard it in, like, context of, like, Japanese stories about, like, isekai protagonists or whatever. Although, admittedly, that does sound more like what I would expect an English acronym for that to be. Well, I learned something new today. I think I'm gonna have a stroke.
It's time for a revolution.
Hey, don't start a
Who's that?
revolution here.
Oh no.
I lost again.
This game can't stop introducing characters, which actually makes sense considering it's from the Danganronpa guide.
Hey, you're all here. Great timing since the game's over.
Okay, so I just need to take a moment to express my concern that every couple of plot advancements, we're just gonna kill off the entire cast and reinstate an entirely new cast. Is anyone else concerned that that's just gonna keep happening? Like says, I think the money being made by a professional loaner is made through not ever having to buy obligatory gifts or go out anywhere. I mean, I'll vouch for that in the fact that, like, that's how I save money, is not doing anything. But I will also vouch from first-hand experience that that doesn't actually generate money. It just stops you from spending money. Which is a point I frequently make, is a very significant distinction. This is why we aren't a detective anymore. We're doing whatever this is now. Are you saying that because you want to be best friends with, like, anime Waluigi over there? And I understand that Waluigi is originally a Japanese character, but, like, he's not really anime style. That is anime Waluigi. Also, one of the voice actors in this room is very familiar, and I didn't place it immediately, and it's already bothering me. The guy on the right with the hood. Also, I think Waluigi just has the word frog written on one of his pockets. And I think that girl in the back could be like Vivia Twilight's cousin or something.
Listen up. I need to introduce someone to all of you. Behold, Yuma here is a master detective of the WDO.
Yeah, this guy knows more than he was letting on. I don't think it was clear to me that he specifically knew we were a detective. Before he just sort of asked, like, if we wanted to help people who were sad on the street, which isn't exactly the same thing.
Huh? Wait, I'm not... Oh, really? So he's one of those master detectives I've heard so much about.
This guy. This guy was in, like, all the anime in, like, the late 90s and whatever. I can't think of what I specifically know him as, but, like, I'm sure several of you recognize this person.
Seriously? Sorry I kidnapped you without knowing.
Anime Waluigi is also a vampire. And maybe an elf? What is the deal with this character? I think they've over-designed this character.
Anyway, I
Definitely
want to recruit him to
someone
our
in Digimon.
assistance.
But was he just, like, additional voices in the dub of Digimon Adventure? Or was he, like, a major character? I mean, he was probably a major character for at least one of the story arcs, given how long that ran.
Huh? Wait, this is much too sudden, and I'm not a master detective.
I know I sprang this on you out of nowhere.
What do you think? This guy has AGAIG written on his belt pouch and on the back of his shirt. I feel like that's somehow this world's equivalent of, like, ACAB. But, like, I would expect one of those letters to be P for Peacekeepers, if true. No, it's not Thai. I feel like it's an additional digital monsters voices type voice actor. I don't think it was any of the main Digidestined or their Digimon, but like definitely present. Maybe Devimon?
You know what? We're alike. We both have the same kind of darkness lurking deep within our eyes.
Here's a glimpse into how, like, I just get really distracted when something like this comes up. I used to be just, like, so dialed into, like, that specific subset of characters, because it was just, like, a limited cast of voice actors doing, like, all those shows I watched, and I'd, like, immediately recognize all of them, and it wasn't a thing at all. But, like, now, some of them I haven't heard in years. Like, I can't remember the last time I've heard that voice, but it's, like, so familiar to me. And so now I'm just, like, completely obsessed with that, and barely paying attention to what's going on.
That darkness is solitude.
Huh?
All that I see, absolute horror.
You're lost, with nowhere to go. Am I wrong? This can be your new home.
My new home?
Yeah, like all the 4Kids stuff. That voice was in, like, every 4Kids thing.
I guess you're uncomfortable being around so many people when you don't even know their names.
That's I mean, I appreciate the social grace of that observation, but it is not my main concern, my guy.
Everyone here is a leader within the organization. They're all irreplaceable to the Resistance.
Is this like some hyper-democracy? Like, it's just the 5 of us, but we're all leaders kind of thing?
While they don't have any powers as extraordinary as master detectives, they each have their own special abilities.
Oh man, I know I know this is just gonna be that they have a certain set of skills, but what I want this to be is, have you ever seen the movie Sky High? It's like an American movie that came out around the time I was in like college. That's like about, you know, a high school for superheroes. It's very like proto My Hero Academia sort of thing. But like a bunch of the like main characters in the film have like kind of trash powers.
Gosh.
But like as a result, they sort of get like left behind by the villains, so they use their trash powers together to like stop them. I want them to all have just like really sad superpowers.
They're all good people. You should talk to them first before deciding to join up or not.
How long until this group dies on us? I'm gonna say like 1.5 cases. Something like 1.5 cases. Like, we just keep killing off the whole cast. This is unreal to me that this is where we are in our lives.
Huh? Anyway, let's try talking to everyone.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is how we get introduced every time we restart the whole cast. Let me go looking for, like, points or something.
This place might actually be more depressing than that squalid dump of an agency.
I don't think I'm gonna get any points until I talk to them. Unless you count, but I don't think... Oh, wait, hang on. Messy shelf. There's various things on the shelf. Maybe they belong to people. Helmets, fire extinguishers, drills, wires. Looks like they're getting ready for battle. Does it? I hope I don't get dragged along. 10 points. 10 points to Huffalump.
Yeah.
This kitchen is surprisingly well equipped with cooking tools. Guess that Shachi guy is quite the culinarian. Seems like it. Yeah, I'll introduce myself to you eventually, I promise. I definitely care about all of this and the being kidnapped and the what. Interestingly, none of this stuff seems important at all. For whatever reason, this feels like the desk that you work in Five Nights at Freddy's. No elves? There's definitely an elf in this room. May I introduce you to Anime Waluigi?
Hey, Master Detective. I'm Icardi.
Nah, you're Waluigi and you know it. This character is dramatically over-designed. He's got, like, elf ears, like a mouth piercing, just like an overall, like, vampire vibe with, like, heavy eye makeup. He's got, like, a scuba rebreathing something apparatus. His shirt just says frog on it, and then his other pocket just has some Tetris shapes. He's got, like, some weird belt strap hanging, like, I'm just looking at him stresses me out, man! Yeah, his hat says law, so he is the law frog. Which actually means that he must be a fan of Harriet Dubois from Disco Elysium, because he was the law, and he pretty much constantly wore that perception frog visor. He just inverted them, that the frog is on his shirt, and his head is the law.
To be honest, I'm rooting for you to join us.
Alright, you're not making a strong case.
Detectives work for anyone as long as the pay is good, right?
So if you want me to join you, does that mean that your aspiration is to give me a lot of money?
Meaning, if you pay more than anyone else, they will always side with you.
I mean, that's kind of not correct.
They're far more trustworthy than people who just talk big about fighting for the revolution.
You're definitely describing a mercenary, and that really only feels true of Halara Nightmare.
I think you've got the wrong idea here. A detective isn't a mercenary.
Really? I figured they're about the same.
I can't deal with this character. There's too much.
Well, you probably couldn't explain the difference if you were asked to, Master.
Hey, Akardi, tell him about your special powers.
Oh, good. Tell me
I'm
about
from
your
the
special...
Doya district, but I used to be a super swimming athlete for Kanai Ward. I do all sorts of aquatic sports. No one can keep up with me in this flooded city.
Just to be clear, have we not established that it's like a gross sewer area? That this is where all the poop goes? That we just, it's just like basically like sewage bay? It's like Rusty Bucket Bay? Why you be swimming in that? I guess that's why he had to become a vampire. Because otherwise he'd die of sepsis.
Anyway, I take advantage of that ability and work as a delivery man.
Ow.
If there's anything you want delivered, I'm your man. Even if it's underwater.
I can't imagine possibly needing that very specific thing.
I see.
Alright, let's talk to this guy, and maybe I'll remember, like, a voice that he does.
Hi there, I'm Servan. So, you're Yuma from the World Detective Organization.
Oh, it's driving me crazy.
I've been trying to obtain help from the WDO for a while, but I could never get them to agree.
My best guess is that this is Demi Devon. But, like, I'm sure this voice actor's done, like, a bunch of stuff I should recognize. It's like the Mutant City in Futurama. It's, like, pretty close to that. And you know why that's true, Shaky? Is because that's basically Sewer Town. We just got kidnapped and taken to Toilet Town, a new area of the map that probably has the worst meat buns of all the districts, if I had to guess.
I guess anyone would be hesitant to work with people who call themselves the Resistance.
Why do you need detectives?
To be honest, it's not limited to detectives. We need help in general. But recruiting blindly is dangerous. There's no telling who might be tied to the Amaterasu Corporation. In that regard, detectives from the WDO are safe. Rumor has it they've got terrific personnel. Plus, I know your enemies with Amaterasu. I've seen it with this.
Ah, good. Upsetting surveillance. One of those is definitely our submarine base that got blown up by a missile.
What's that?
It's security camera footage set up all around Kanai Ward.
Something about the way you said that made it feel more unsavory than it needed to.
I'm good at tinkering with machines. I handle most of the machine work around here. Once Kanai Ward is peaceful again, I want to open up a shop selling security devices.
But if it's peaceful, won't that shop not do especially well?
So that this tragedy can never happen again.
I see.
I'm not sure that, like, Brink's home defense systems would have stopped Amaterasu Corporation from becoming a fascist government. Hey, that guy didn't tell me his superpower. I guess his superpower is the end of the movie Dark Knight. Alright, let's talk to the old man. Someone was excited about them.
Oh, so you're the new member? I'm Margala.
That's not a name! That's like the sound of you clearing your throat, dude. I'm Hergala. Oh, pardon me, my name's Harold. Morgul.
I don't know what a master detective is, but did you come in from beyond the rain as well?
See, someone's asking the real questions. Unfortunately, he's not able to speak his own name due to some fairy curse.
Beyond the rain?
The only thing beyond the rain is Amaterasu Corp.
Isn't that explicitly incorrect?
No, I'm not with them. But you said as well. Are you a former member of Amaterasu?
That's right. I worked in accounting for that company. Back then, they called me the Safe Keeper. But one day, I was accused of embezzlement. My entire family was arrested. Of course, my family and I were all innocent.
This is another thing where, like, I would really appreciate just, like, taking the not obvious route. Of course, everyone in my family, other than my delinquent teenage son, were innocent. God, I hate that kid.
We were framed. Set up to take the fall for what the peacekeepers took for themselves. My family got sick and died in jail. All of them. Except me.
Not, like, including you? I mean, in this game, I wouldn't put it past this game. Also, like, I continue to be really confused about the way the Peacekeepers operate, because, like, why do the Peacekeepers need a fall guy when they're, like, a completely fascist state? Like, can't they just lie directly to your face and be like, nah, you must have misplaced it? Like, as they're putting it in the back of their armored truck or whatever? Like, what are you gonna do to stop them? They control everything. Like, this and the fact that they feel the need to, like, sweep crimes under the rug, it's like... No, let me rephrase that. Because, like, sweeping crimes under the rug makes sense, because that's the sort of thing I expect them to do. But the thing that they seem to consistently do is just, like, pick any old person and be like, yeah, we'll put them in prison, I don't care. Which is like, why go to the trouble? Shouldn't the prisons be full of, like, political dissenters at this point?
That's terrible.
4/10 of case.
I would do anything to destroy Amaterasu. Anything.
Would you swim through a lake full of toilet water? I mean, I know we have a guy for that. Just, like, gauging your enthusiasm for this task.
I own a small shop in Kamasaki District. Publicly, I'm just a retired old man selling old art pieces. But secretly, I manage the funds for the Resistance.
Publicly, I'm a retired old man, but in private, I'm actually 31.
Guess you could say I got re-employed. I'm happy to be able to use my skills again. If your hatred of Amaterasu is anything like ours, you should join us.
Alright, one to go. I don't know why it reset us to the far side of the room for some reason.
So, you're the new member. I'm Aruka. Nice to meet you.
Man, you have, like, the strongest vibe of, like, Danganronpa character of anyone so far. Now, I say that only really being familiar with the first one. But, like, come on.
Oh, hello.
Oh, and I'm back on the far side of the room again for some reason.
This one seems kinda quiet.
Master, women are never what they seem. Even idols take dumps.
Ow. Ow. Why?
Yuma, can you use a gun?
She just, like, completely reminds me of that, like, weird, like, author from Danganronpa. I don't know if anyone actually knows Danganronpa. At some point, I'll probably play those games on here, to be honest. Conventional wisdom says maybe do that before playing the new game by the guy who made them. What can I tell?
Huh? A gun? I've never carried one before.
Oh, I thought so.
This line of questioning reminds me of one of my favorite moments in a fairly obscure Sci-Fi Channel original miniseries called The Lost Room that Tech and I and very few other people are aware of and also obsessed with. It posits a world where like a supernatural event that happened in the past created like a whole room's worth of objects with mysterious properties to them. And one like law enforcement officer gets like involved in the hunt for these things, and you know, people will ask like weird questions like, what does the umbrella do? And like they're in this like sort of standoff, and one of them's like, what does the gun do? And he just says, it shoots bullets really fast. It's like, this guy's not messing around. He knows what's up, but he's just willing to shoot you.
You strike me as the type of person who's never had anything to do with guns before.
I mean, I basically made that clear just now. Just as you've made it clear that your human forte is gun haver.
On my 4th birthday, I was given a .22 caliber revolver as a present.
Yeah, that seems cool and normal.
On my 5th birthday, I got a .32, and on my birthday next month, I'm supposed to be getting an anti-tank cannon.
Now, I'm concerned that the way that information was presented suggests that she's 6 years old. I mean, I know that the caliber would have logically increased between 32 and anti-tank cannon, but she was like 4th, 5th, next, which, you know, SAT question style implies that the anti-tank cannon is next in sequence. And I don't think this woman should be 6. Although, we're apparently old enough to drink and we look like we're 12, so like, who knows, man? Oh yeah, this character's definitely American, we all know this.
Huh?
I don't care what it is. I just want to pull the trigger. Give me a trigger to pull.
Okay, everyone. I know that the vast majority of anyone within the ability to hear my voice is familiar with the game Resonance of Fate. We gotta find a way to hook this lady up with Vacheron. I feel like somehow that would work out.
Yuma, if you join us, would you do it with me?
Now, that phrasing feels deliberately misleading. This is how you end up getting wet down there. You know, on the flooded deck of the Titanic?
No thanks. I doubt I'd be any good with those things. I've never even held one before.
Oh, maybe you misunderstood. I'm not asking you to pull the trigger.
Oh, maybe it wasn't deliberately misleading. Maybe it was deliberately leading to the correct conclusion.
Get wet down there.
Thank you, Demolition. I don't know why that brings me such endless joy. It's the worst thing I've ever done.
I want you to be the target.
That is worse. That's worse than all the things I was expecting. And to be clear, when I say that that's the worst thing I've done, those lines all came from the same conversation and are basically adjacent to each other. But I changed the pacing so it really highlights how uncomfortable the phrasing was. In a way that 999 did not do.
Do your best to run around. It won't be any fun if it ends in one shot.
I mean, if nothing else, she would do super well in the Sky Town of Basel. I mean, she would love to shoot her gun at things like so many times.
She's terrifying.
See, I told you women aren't what they seem. Even idols take dumps.
Is it necessary to keep saying that?
Can you not look at me that way? You're acting like I'm some weirdo.
She's even stronger than my mom.
That might be the best use of that one yet.
Until Conai Ward was isolated 3 years ago, I was a serious candidate for Olympic shooting.
Oh my, I suddenly have so many questions. The Olympics exist here? What?
But when we were shut off from the rest of the world, that included world sports, and I had nowhere to go. I can't allow this. I will change Conai Ward with my firearm skills.
This character is basically the embodiment of the entire game Resonance of Fate.
But to do that, I need to get better.
Like, tell me I'm wrong. Isn't this character just the game Resonance of Fate?
Master, I know you're a sucker for girls, but I suggest you stay away from this one.
Of course.
Did you have a chat with everyone already? Guess I'll talk about myself then.
Just to be clear, I do hate it here.
I was born around these parts. wasn't submerged like this at the time. It really was just another regular city.
Then what's below the waterline? The logistics of that are confusing to me.
But my family, as you might expect, lived in poverty.
No.
That's why when I was hired by that company, my whole family was thrilled.
That company?
What company do you think? This guy's supposed to be a detective. I understand that this is like an indirect language use Japanese conversational convention. But like, what company do you think Yuma Koko had?
Yeah. Amaterasu Corporation.
Don't act surprised.
Back then, they weren't dangerous or shady. They were a legitimate business focused on contributing to society.
Legitimate business?
I don't know when it started to go astray. We kept receiving more requests from the unified government with an increasing number of top-secret projects.
Shh! Top secret projects!
As the secrets kept piling on, the company continued to grow. It sure was a strange sight. Even when I was an employee, I didn't know what was going on. It was like looking at some strange and unknown beast. Before I knew it, everyone was subservient to Amaterasu. The gap between rich and poor was irreversible.
Shachi, what kind of work did you do for them?
I worked in land development. They'd buy up promising land and use it for the company. And here, Doya District was also a part of that. After I purchased this land, Amaterasu filled it with rows and rows of research facilities.
And then flooded them with toilet water?
The city was poor, but there were these shiny research labs here. Back then, it made us so proud. We thought it'd bring prosperity here. Or so we hoped. But 3 years ago, the unending rain began. The area was flooded.
Wait. You're trying to suggest to me that the sole reason that this area is flooded is because it's been raining non-stop for 3 years? Is like the entire rest of the city? I shifted position and dropped my controller while trying to make the point. Okay. Does that mean that the entire rest of the city is just like angled at like a slight decline completely surrounding this area? If that's true, do you know what that would resemble? A big old toilet bowl. It would mean that this is literally the toilet town and the toilet bowl of this toilet city.
Amaterasu abandoned this place without a second thought. The former residents had nowhere to go. So they were forced to live on top of the flooded research labs.
The logistics of all of this are so confusing.
And that's what became of Doya District.
So that's what happened.
It's my fault. I'm the one who made the city this way. That's why I fight Amaterasu Corp. To help the impoverished still living here. It's the least I can do to make it up to them. It can't be anyone else. I have to do it. Well, that's enough sad story time for now. We must press onward. This is why we need good people on our side. You're one of the world-famous master detectives. Please, help us. How about it, Yuma? Will you stand with us and help free Kanai Ward from Amaterasu's oppression?
Everyone keeps saying the same thing. You've already made up your mind. Go on, answer him.
I'm really tempted to refuse. We just keep finding ourselves in this situation, and even if I agree to work with these extremely uncomfortable people, they're all just gonna die in the near future. I mostly just, like, what do you think the game will do if I say I refuse? Like, at this point, I'm just interested.
Thank you for the offer, but I will have to say no.
Oh, I see. So you'll fight alongside us. That's great!
Did you hear him? He said no.
Huh? What did you say?
Well, I suppose you wouldn't. Joining the Resistance isn't a cool thing to do in this day and age. To be honest, I really don't care as long as I can shoot my guns.
even idols proof.
After all this, you're still rejecting us? Our entire conversation made it seem like you'd join up.
Just to be entirely objective and clear about this, Yuma's had almost no input in any of these conversations, and certainly nothing to the effect that he planned to work with anyone.
I'm sorry. I think your aspiration to stand up for the city is great, and I want to support you. But right now, I can't quit being a detective to join you. That would mean betraying people who've taken care of me. And I still have things left undone as a detective.
Was this the correct choice? I'm a little confused. I assumed that it was gonna be one of those, like, Nintendo-style non-choices. Like in Pokemon, where you get, like, 2 options of things to say that are basically the same sentiment.
Although, I still don't know why I want to continue as a detective. But that's exactly why I can't quit now. It's not that I'm obsessed with being one. Rather, I think detectives are the key to solving my own mysteries.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, you seem to think awfully highly of yourself all of a sudden. This is so unlike you. You're cuter when you're totally panicking and don't know where to turn.
I'm still worried about the others who've gone missing. I can't just abandon them and start over somewhere new.
I see. So you won't reconsider. In that case, I can't let you leave here alive.
What?
Just kidding. I already knew you were gonna turn us down. Trying to get you to join on the spot is a tough sell. You have your own stuff going on. So instead, would you be interested in cooperating with us as a detective? Basically, we'd like you to take on a job for us.
A job?
Yeah, it's a simple one, but it's not something we can do. Please, we need your help. Will you at least take on this request?
What do I do? Chief Yaku isn't here, and the detective agency is gone. Is it really okay for me to accept a job?
I mean, if you don't, then you'll become a NEET.
In my experience, taking these requests without permission always leads to trouble.
I don't smell any good mysteries nearby. My guess is that these people are taking advantage of you, just like that masked guy.
In what way did the masked guy take advantage of us?
You should ignore them.
Yeah, I need to find the others first. I don't have time to take another request. I'm sorry. I'll need to consider it another time, once things calm down.
I see. So that didn't work either.
Now he's gonna let Gunhaver shoot us to death.
I need to go now.
Please, wait.
Let me get my guns.
We've just exposed our inner workings. Do you really think we'd just let you leave?
Yeah, this is what I expected to happen.
Unlike Shachi, I don't joke around. I'll do what needs to be done.
I'm a little concerned. I can't quite tell, but you know how several of the characters have, like, shapes to their iris that indicate something about their character? Hers look a little like swastikas to me, and I'm not thrilled with that.
I'm with Iruka. If you're not with us, you're against us. If we let you go, you might leak our info to Amaterasu Corp.
I would never!
It seems you're just an outsider after all. You'll never understand our hatred.
Shut up, Margalaw.
Hey, if you're gonna fight, do it outside! Don't mess with my complex machines!
We can't let an Amaterasu sympathizer roam free.
Please wait. Let's all take a deep breath.
So you want to pick a fight with me? Oh, you asked for it.
Are you looking for a challenge?
Bring it on! I'll boom kill all of you!
Can we open a mystery labyrinth when we're not already involved in a mystery? I was actually pondering the specifics of how that works. Because I was thinking about, like, how the Coalesce ability sort of binds someone to us and brings them to the mystery labyrinth. But, like, what's the duration on that? If I, like, held hands with a detective using their forte, and then we solved that crime with, like, normal means. And then, like, a month later, I took a new case and, like, worked that case by myself. Would the person that I coalesced with previously go to that mystery labyrinth? Like, there doesn't seem to be anything specifically mystical that we've established that, like, binds us to mystery in a way that it would, like, also bind another detective to that same mystery.
Wait, hold your damn horses! If he could just be threatened into doing our bidding, I would have done so from the start. He's no amateur. He's a WDO master detective.
Master detectives can survive even bullet wounds, right? We should test it out.
Do you like that anime Waluigi is just, like, frozen in running pose?
Iruka, stop! Put down the gun. The Resistance isn't a terrorist group. We don't kill people.
Then why did you hire Gunhammer, the most likely superpower to kill everyone?
Let me talk with him man to man, and we'll wrap things up. Everyone okay with that?
If you say so, Shachi. It's fine by me.
Agreed.
You're the leader. Do as you wish. Sorry, Yuma. Would you come with me for a bit?
Haven't I been doing that for the past bit? I
Hey,
think our eyes are supposed to be
Shachi.
shurikens? I don't know, man. It looks like a really hard angle of, like, line and then line. Isn't a shuriken typically more curved because it's, like, a blade and not... I don't feel like I've seen one that looks like that.
What? I thought we were done here. Sorry, Yuma. Go on ahead for a second. We can talk quietly on the rooftop. Go through that door over there and up the stairs. I'll be there soon.
The roof. Got it.
She's gonna shoot us through the floor.
You've gained the attention of some troublesome folks. Why don't you skip out right now?
It's better to finish talking to them now to avoid trouble later on. Besides, wasn't there a lookout at the entrance?
Oh? I hear someone talking.
Is it those guys from earlier? What could they be talking about?
You're like 2 feet away from them. Who else in that direction would be talking? And why are you surprised that they're talking?
Hey, maybe you can hear them talking if you approach the door.
First, let me look at some garbage.
This place?
Guess this is storage. A bunch of miscellaneous items have been placed
what?
everywhere. Not a single one is worth our attention. Probably get yelled at if I just started touching stuff. I find that's typically true. Anything else I can look at? That's a doorway. Doorway's not worth points. Oh.
Oh!
So this is the mark of the Resistance.
Get it?
Oh, so the posters all over the city were to put up to recruit new members. Can't go in the bathroom. It's just like heavy rain, which is explained by the 3-year-long rain. Steel drum.
This is...
There's a stove that seems to be made from a beaten-up barrel drum.
Hey!
This was probably surrounding some sort of gremlin or something in the sky town of Basel. Hey, Master, give it a push. I burned myself. You know, I don't think she cares.
I can see inside through a crack in the door.
How naughty! Let's take a peek at what they're plotting.
It's not really a crack, though, is it? The door's pretty wide open.
Can't you move through walls, Shinigami? You could just get to the other side.
If I left your side, I could slip through a wall or two. But then later, I might lie to you about what I saw. I do love seeing you get all distressed.
You're a terrible partner.
Why?
Shh, they're talking right now.
Can you make it quick, Iruka? He'll start getting cautious if I keep him waiting.
Nani?
Please, wait. There's something I want to give you. In here. Why won't it open? Damn the safe! Who was in charge of getting a new one anyway? I'll bust it open with a rocket.
The problem is that I think she kept her rockets in the safe.
Treating it roughly won't unlock it. You have to move the dial, then wait exactly 5 minutes.
What kind of safe is that? That's like a safe from some idiot heist movie. Why do you want this? Who is this for?
It's the latest time-delayed lock. You'll have to wait the specified amount of time without touching anything.
What kind of lock is that? I mean, I have to assume that based on the spoiler from our save game image, that, like, Fubuki Clockford will let us, like, skip time 5 minutes, and we'll need to remember this later to break into the Resistance's safe for some confusing reason.
Thieves hate wasting time. Time itself is the key for this new feature.
So proud of yourself.
What a pain in the ass.
It's the lock for Yuma's chesty belt. Oh no!
This security function makes it the best safe there is. Nowadays, even the bank and other important facilities use it in the commercial area of Marunimon District. It's made by trusty old Amaterasu Corp, after all.
This person has to be a Digimon voice actor. And then when they said Marunimon, I'm like, yeah, that sounds right. That's definitely a Digimon, right?
This was made by Amaterasu? What's it doing here? I never allowed this.
It's been staring you all in the face with the Amaterasu logo the entire time I've been here, presumably much longer.
Relax. Calm down, old man. Even your clothes and mug were made by the Corp. As long as we live in Kanai Ward, it's impossible to avoid all their products. Though it is ironic that Amaterasu made the safe that protects our assets.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we shouldn't do that, but sure.
It finally opened.
That was not 5 minutes. It's a comically large gun.
Your custom handgun. I modified it to pack more of a punch.
This isn't necessary.
It's for self-defense, just in case.
Why not take it with you? You never know when you might need it.
What do I do? They have a gun!
A detective stays calm, even when facing the barrel of a gun. Actually, they'd find a way to remove the bullets first.
It's too late for that!
Then you're screwed!
Oh, well, okay.
That's why I'm panicking!
That's why I'm panicking!
I know! Let's run away while we still can.
Doesn't the front entrance have someone on lookout?
Oh, that's right! Then let's go to the roof. Let's get there first and find a way out.
Seek a way out, you said.
Master, hurry up and run!
I have, is this a save window? I haven't saved recently. Ling.
It's no use. There's a lookout.
No, that's the front door? I thought that was the one I want. This one? Guillaume's lucky fortune telling. Guillaume's lucky spot of the day. For all the tourists out there, if you don't repent on the roof, something.
This is the roof. We need to find a way out. There has to be some place I can escape to. I have to hurry before I'm found.
They'll shoot you dead if they find you!
This place is much higher than I thought.
Now, this seems safe. Just tuck and roll when you hit the, asphalt. That'll be fine.
At least you'll get away if you jump off. Though you just end up in the afterlife.
That's one way to escape.
There are no footholds or places to grab onto. I don't think I can use this as an escape route.
There's no escape!
Wait, maybe if I open this umbrella and drift down like Princess Peach.
There's an emergency stairway. Maybe we can escape from here.
Master, look carefully near the top of the stairs!
A surveillance camera. Speaking of which, they were monitoring it from the other room.
If you go past it, they'll definitely see you.
Let's find another way.
I think those were the 2 ways available.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
He's here!
Hey, does anyone else feel like we've completely lost the plot, literally and proverbially, in this game?
He's not holding a gun. Is he keeping it concealed?
I don't know, that gun was comically large. Which of these many belt pouches do you think could actually contain it?
Why so pale? Scared of heights?
And guns? Yes, both of them.
Yeah, something like that.
I see. Sorry about that. I'll make it quick. About the request earlier. You turned it down because you don't want anything to do with the Resistance, right?
Huh? No, that's not why.
It's alright. As someone from the outside, liberating Kanai Ward has nothing to do with you. I actually would have found you suspicious if you were gung-ho about it. But this is exactly why I think we can have a mutually beneficial relationship.
But...
I'm not asking you to do it for free. If you accept this job, we'll give you information on Amaterasu Corporation. What do you say to that?
what kind of information?
Our organization has a good number of former Amaterasu employees, myself included.
Do you know Kanai Ward's ultimate secret? And is it just the word homunculus?
We have some internal info that you can't get anywhere else. I think we can get you something you want.
Do you know what information I'm looking for?
I mean, the thing I want is usually just like squishmallows or magic cards. I'm kind of a simple guy. They might be able to get that, though.
I have an idea. If the WDO sent a master detective to gather intel, it's gotta be the homunculi, right?
Gasp! Homunculus theme.
Master!
Looks like I'm right. It's not just detectives. The whole world wants info about that.
Now, the interesting thing about that is that that in and of itself is arguably information. Because we knew about a homunculus. Homunculi seems to suggest definitively that there is more than one of them.
How's this? In place of prepayment for the request, I could tell you a little bit about it.
Is it true? Do immortal monsters like homunculi really exist?
Yeah. Homunculi do exist. And they're already inside Kanai Ward. Right now.
Right now? There are immortal monsters in this city?
So, they really were researching homunculi here? That means they were successful, doesn't it? Isn't that what this dude's saying?
It's hard to believe, but could this be Kanai Ward's ultimate secret?
At this point, I think I'd be more concerned if it wasn't. This is like Kanai Ward's like yet another secret. It's not actually that big a deal.
Looks like you're interested. However, I'll only tell you the rest once you finish the job. So how about it? Did I whet your appetite, Master Detective?
Yeah, my teeth are sufficiently wet for this.
You should know that I don't have any special abilities.
That's not true, although it is fair to say that if I don't find any of my colleagues, most of my abilities are pretty useless. By which I mean, Coalesce doesn't really do anything, like, one-on-one.
I don't plan on making you do anything too difficult. We just want you to run a little errand.
An errand?
We want to set up some surveillance cameras around town to keep an eye on Amaterasu Corp's oppression. However, this isn't something we can do.
Why not?
If the Peacekeepers see us setting up, they'll definitely start investigating the organization responsible.
Just so you're aware, the Peacekeepers are definitely already suspicious of me as an individual. I don't think that's, like, a lot better for you.
Which would give them an excuse to stamp out the resistance. Hence, why this job can only be done by someone who isn't affiliated with us.
In other words, you need a pawn you can safely discard if it gets caught by the Peacekeepers.
I wouldn't put it that way, but you're not wrong. I want you to understand one thing, though. I'm not gonna ask you to risk yourself for our sake. But we do want your help in protecting the people of this city. That's the kind of job this is.
How does setting up surveillance cameras lead to protecting the people here?
Our goal with setting up the cameras is to capture proof of illegal acts carried out by the Peacekeepers. We'll record all the criminal activity they commit, such as intimidation, assault, theft, embezzlement.
Right, but you have no, like, legal recourse against them, so what's the plan at that point?
We won't fight them with violence. That would only lead to more lives lost.
I reiterate my previous question.
We're gonna take them down the right way. The Resistance are not terrorists.
Okay, I reiterate my previous question. What is the right way?
He says that while concealing a firearm. He's not fooling us.
Even if you gather all that evidence, won't the Peacekeepers just cover it up?
Gathering 1 or 2 pieces of evidence is too weak, and runs the risk of being snuffed out. In order to spread roots throughout town, someone has to make it clear there are people fighting back.
To spread roots?
The Resistance are like underground roots. Right now, we're still thin and weak, but we continue to fight. We'll spread our thin roots everywhere to try and bring life back to this withering tree. And one day, our fully grown branches and leaves will shelter the people of Kanai Ward from the cold rain. Yuma, this is to protect peace in our home. So please, save this city.
There it is again. Save this city. How am I supposed to do that? What does everyone expect of me? I'm a shell of a person with no memories.
I'd say they're not really relying on you, but more like taking advantage of you.
I have to say, at this point, I'm genuinely kind of curious about what happens if, at that previous dialogue branch, I just said, like, yeah, I'll join the Resistance. Because, like, I really wasn't expecting that to be the correct answer, and the way it's played out, it kind of suggests that, but I don't know if, like, maybe choices matter in this game more than I'm expecting them to. And we're just on one of equally viable paths regarding what happens with the Resistance in Toilet Town.
So, what are you gonna do?
Even if they're taking advantage of me, they're better than that masked guy because their objective is clear. If they have information about the homunculus, I want it. Setting up surveillance cameras shouldn't be too hard.
Then...
All right, I accept your request.
Great! I'm glad you made up your mind. I knew I could count on you. Well, let's get started.
It'd be really funny if you just drew the gun and shot at us now.
Shachi, sorry to interrupt. There's a fight on the main street. Another turf war in the usual garbage dump. Can I toss a grenade down there?
Hold on, you stay out of it. I'll go talk to them. Sorry, Yuma, but can you go down and get instructions from Servan about the job? I'm counting on you. Good luck.
Bye, Hidden Mickey. So sad.
So, you decided to do it. You better not drag us down.
She is definitely going to kill me.
I wonder if this is for the best.
You can't turn back now. You better hope the reward is worth it.
Can't not
Let's
go,
sit
we're
back
already
down
here.
for now and talk to Servan about the job.
I'm so glad you weren't killed, Master.
Chachi isn't the kind of person who would do that, right?
Go down here now.
Come on.
Oh!
I wasn't sure if there'd be like a memory shard or something down there, but I guess we'll just never go down that conspicuous staircase. So I gotta say, I had my implausible theory, which, as expected, did not turn out to be true. But at the same time, be honest, who thought this was what was going to happen when we started streaming tonight? That we would be kidnapped off the street in a van, and then brought to a resistance base, and then meet the trigger happiest lady of all time, and install surveillance cameras or something. Are there any more points around here? Ooh, bed is new.
This is...
There's a beaten up bed. It's stained and darkened in places. Looks pretty similar to the sofa you sleep on, Master. That's underwater now, though. Hope everyone's alright. You got 10 sad experience points from having depressed thoughts. It's a row of narrow golden lockers. It looks like they're all locked. Hey, help me out here, chat. Did I abruptly become yellow-green colorblind, or are these not at all golden lockers? They, in fact, appear to be mostly green in color. They're rusty, but it looks like they're still being used. Why not just buy new ones already? Maybe it's not in their budget. I'm just happy Shinigami's not talking about how flat-chested Gun Lady is.
Let's just listen to
I
what
mean,
we have to, then get out of here. I'm
I guess-
bored.
I guess it helps some amount that she's not, like, a high school girl. I guess? God, what a low bar that's set for me, huh?
You know,
It's an older display with a cracked screen. If it's broken, why not just throw it away? Maybe it still works. Master, why don't you give it a nice 45-degree chop? I don't think that'll fix the crack.
this place...
Several displays are mounted on the walls. They're showing images from different parts of Kanai Ward. Awesome, it's like a secret base or something. So cool. Yuma is colorblind and that's how the game conveys that to us. That's an interesting thought. Oh, I can look at the gun bench. This looks like something out of the roguelike Hitman thing that was popular earlier this year, I think, if I understand the passage of time.
This is...
Looks like a Resistance member's workbench. I wonder which ones it is.
Say,
Something dangerous could be mixed in there, so you better ask before you touch. Yeah, I'll keep my hands to myself. Alright, I think that's all the points I'm getting from this room.
So, you accepted the job. That's good. Let me fill you in on the details then.
Yes, please.
You will be setting up surveillance cameras in 4 designated locations. These are the cameras you're going to be setting up.
Okay, now I know that we were just having a bit of a struggle bug about color blindness, but anyone paying like super close attention right now? In the character portrait, Servan has like 2 blue eyes, like a human being might. But in the middle of the screen right now, he has 1 blue eye, and then like a much larger pupil iris situation that's like gray and black in the other eyeball. I don't know what happened there, but I think he should get that looked at. Why not arm yourself and take out the town Hot Fuzz style? I mean, it's a bigger town than the town in Hot Fuzz, for sure. Which complicates that some amount. Also, I think it would mean killing Gunhaver, and I think that's a boss fight that I'm not winning in this game.
They're delicate machines, so handle them with care.
Got it. Throw them and dropkick them and stuff.
Also, I'll give you a transceiver for communication. It's shaped like a smartwatch, since they're so trendy nowadays.
Oh my god, look at that smartwatch. It's gigantic.
I'll tell you where to set up the cameras with it. Locations will be kept secret until last minute to avoid leaks.
That might as well be the thing on Leela's arm from Futurama.
Once you finish setting one up, I'll give you the next location.
He poisoned in that smartwatch. I mean, it's possible. It's not an Uchikoshi game, in which case I'd say extremely likely.
Where's the first location?
I'll contact you as soon as you leave, so I can test the transceiver's performance at the same time. If you don't hear anything from me, there's a chance the transceiver is broken. Bring it back here, and I'll fix it.
How long do I have to wait to know if that's true?
All right.
I'm counting on you. Be sure not to get caught by the peacekeepers.
they're gonna cut you off if you get caught anyway.
I'll do my best.
Secretary will disavow my actions? Alright, I guess it's time to leave.
I ended up accepting the job. If this helps Kanai Ward in some way, it could reduce the number of unsolved mysteries.
We do have to murder all mysteries, that's true.
Even if I can't help the whole world become happier, I can at least help those closest to me.
Wait, why are we suddenly acting like that anecdote she said about some other detective is us? It might have been us. That seems like a cheeky amnesia game thing to do. But we don't immediately have any reason to assume that.
And if I complete this request, I have a chance to get closer to Kanai Ward's ultimate secret.
It's fine to be optimistic and everything, but I doubt it'll go as planned.
What about the past 24 hours of real time in this fictional scenario makes you think that things won't go according to plan, Shinigami?
This is you we're talking about. You're like the Grim Reaper for everyone else. I know one when I see one.
Like you're one to talk.
Anyway, what about the other detectives who got bombed? You sure you haven't forgotten about them?
Oh shoot, I forgot about them!
I'd never forget them. Finding everyone is my top priority. I can work on this case at the same time.
That's pretty efficient. I didn't expect that from you.
I mean, in fairness, we do expect to be traveling all over creation, so like, yeah, we might run into someone who exploded on a submarine.
Come on, let's go.
Nico says, I can't believe the designs for Yuma and Servan exist in the same universe. I'm not even sure those are, like, the most strikingly different people that exist. I haven't really had control of any gameplay in this game for a long time. And I know it's a visual novel, but, like, still, it feels weird. We're, like, mostly 2 hours into the stream, accepting the weird period of time where the internet dropped out that I now get to enjoy editing around later. Love that for me.
Oh, I'm getting a call.
No, he didn't really waste much time after we got outside.
Testing, can you hear me? Can you?
Servan? Yes, I can hear you.
So far, so good. Here are the instructions for the first camera location.
Okay, I really need them to stop, like, modulating people's voices. It's just like Seth Burroughs. For some reason, they just do kind of a rough job, and it always sounds unpleasant to me.
For the first surveillance camera, I want you to set it up at a phone booth in the commercial area, Marunamon District.
Marunamon, Digivolve 2.
Marunamon District. I've never been there before.
Oh, really? Well, I'll send you directions through the transceiver.
Hey, someone look up Servan on, like, IMDb and figure out what 4Kids show we know him from.
Thank you.
Contact me when you arrive. I'll tell you how to set it up then.
You look like you're pretending to be a spy.
Oh, her portrait's so cloudy and excited to see me.
I'm not pretending. This is actual spy work. Let's head to Marunamon District for now.
He says it like he knows where that is.
I wonder what kind of murders are happening in Marunamon District. I can't wait to find out.
Cases like that don't just happen all the time. At least I hope not.
Okay, I'm sorry. I briefly got sensory overload. So we finally get control of the game outside. And right across the way is a store. And it has a hotspot that has like a pop-up called Sketchy Shop. But the sign shows like a little chili pepper. But what the sign says is chili pepper with 2 F's. And I just can't handle that. Vemon Demi Vemon. Vemon. Yeah, that's definitely right. I mean, obviously that's right, you having looked it up on IMDb. Maybe my, like, least favorite of the Digimon series? No, that's not true. I've seen ones I like less than that. There are definitely things I liked about... What's that series called? Just O2 or something? But, like, it's a little all over the place. Oh, yes. And Ken. That makes sense. Ken also from Digimon.
Oh,
I wonder what kind of store this is. It's super suspicious. Let's try calling for the owner. No way. This place is too scary. I don't want to eat the chili pepper. If that's even what you do with the chili pepper. To be honest, I don't know. Person to talk to. So, you took care of Shachi's errand. Is it over, or has it just begun? What, they gave you some kind of chore? It's a bummer right there. Well, Doya might have changed a bit, but with the resistance here, this place is gonna bounce right back. Give it your all out there. Looks like you've been taken for a member of the resistance. Yeah, let's just go with it for now. Is there a weird hotspot back here, too? Oh, there's this one.
Oh no!
It's a garbage dump site, but the trash is overflowing. Looks like it's been here for a long time. It's the slums. There's probably no one willing to collect it. Plus, if they did a lousy job, they'd get jumped. Oh, hang on.
It's the slums, so the cars around here are pretty shoddy.
It's totally different than the cars we saw at Kamasaki and Ginma.
I didn't care about any of those. Memory shard? An emerald memory shard. A memory with Vivia, a character we've basically had no interactions with. That's fun. One of you is talkable. Give me your points. He's Frieza? Wait, is that true? I mean, that's a very different voice profile. I'm not sure I was ever aware of the fact that that was the same person from Dragon Ball Super. But, like, is that the same one from, like, Dragon Ball Z? Because I don't think I've watched Super. Only in Super. Okay. That makes more sense. I hate that Kanai Ward is under Amaterasu's control now. It's our city, and our responsibility to protect it. Is that why you joined the Resistance? It says out in the open, where someone might definitely overhear it? Yup, to create a peaceful place free from subjugation. I might be alone now, but having lots of allies is the best way to go. I'll need your help from here on out, too. I'll think about it. Let me think about it. There's like a cat under that car. I mean, I guess it's been raining for 3 years. But it's just like casually there, and I can't interact with it. I can look at this one. Car is rusted, probably because it's been neglected. I don't think it'll run.
Come on.
Just because something's useless doesn't mean you should throw it out. Weren't there like 3 conversations inside the Resistance base about how they should throw out things that aren't working? Like the lockers, the monitors, and maybe something else, but I might have over-exaggerated in my haste. But like literally one time Shinigami pushed it, and the other time Yuma pushed it. So I feel like both of us should agree that you throw out things that aren't useful, given those conversations that we just had. Why does he have scary face? I didn't notice this graffiti. Did anyone else notice this graffiti? Just me? I feel like that's someone trying to write out Frankie from One Piece saying super. Well, I got a bunch of points. I didn't know anything about the stupid district. I think I want to go to the dead end over here first. Is this anything?
This place?
Looks like the store's made of unused pipes. The owner's not here, though. Is it run by, like, a Koopa Troopa?
Huh?
The master is stooping to thievery simply because no one's around. I'm not stooping to anything. Oh, what a polite greeting. Same to you, pal.
Wow! The buildings are all underwater!
Because the drainage isn't working around here, the water just continues to pool.
But, like... what drainage? I don't know, man. I just find this really hard to wrap my head around. Hello? Peacekeeper hating child. Those peacekeepers are always making weird sucking sounds when they talk. It freaks me out. Sucking sounds? Oh, because of the masks? What else? Oh, and they smell. Some real hate here.
Master, do you get the sense we're being watched?
Probs.
Yeah, I think so too.
So that's
We
where I go
better
to
get out
leave.
of here quick.
He says, definitely not leaving here. Hello. What do you want? If you don't have anything to say, don't talk to me. I don't have any energy to spare. Sorry. Hey, it's me. It's me this whole week. Needing to get in touch with someone who moved back to the city for like a month now. It is not happening. Fluorescent light.
On.
You're down like captivated by those pink lights. What kind of lewd thoughts are going through your mind?
No.
Got that much for me glancing at some fluorescent lighting? Gotta collect all the DP. Look, I know it seems like I'm faffing, and that's 100% because I am. But in this game, you get rewarded for that sort of thing. So, you know, deal with it. Pipe house.
This is...
Is this a house? It looks really cramped and uncomfortable.
Master?
It's an even harsher living environment than your place, Master. Actually, you don't have a home. Skull joke? That was not a great joke. Is there anything fun to do in this little courtyard? Hide and seek in Trash Town. Alright, I might have exhausted everything at this point. Although I'm not entirely sure if I can get directly down to the place that I want to
This way leads
be.
back to that room you were just trapped in.
Sure does, doesn't it? Much only one way up or down then, huh? Unless I can jump. Looks like I don't have to jump. Or rather that I can't. I guess it's more the case that I don't think there were actually any points up there. They just expected me not to go back to the hut, even though there's a collectible hidden there that you can get on the first pass. Is this the way? No, this is dead. I mean, I guess finally after like 2 hours, we're arguably finally gonna start a side quest. Maybe, sort of.
Looks like it connects to the riverbank from here.
I got a shard. Also, I have to say, I was really disoriented because I was not expecting that to connect directly to the place where the van picked us up. At the riverside, where we got a torpedo fired at us.
Oh!
There's a lot of trash here. I wonder if it ever gets picked up.
Well,
Maybe they're not collecting because Fuzzhead's behind on his bills. That's actually pretty like... See, look, all this faffing has, like, gotten me almost a half a level. That's like a whole fraction of a skill I could have in a mystery lab. It's definitely worth the time, maybe. Because of Yomi and the Peacekeepers, the Nocturnal Detective Agency
that's right.
is completely gone. Everything's in pieces. The submarine and the gang. The chief and the others are alive. I'm sure of it.
The agency took care of me when I first came to Kanai Ward. I never expected this to happen.
Now, in
No
fairness,
bodies have been found, though. That has to mean they're all still alive.
Let's cut the sentimental stuff and get out of here.
Right. Okay.
They sort of took care of us, but they also, like, by nature of sending us on this prolonged suicide mission, kind of put us in harm's way to begin with, yeah?
Say,
It's like every container is inscribed with the same mark. It's the mark of Amaterasu Corporation. Guess that means everything belongs to Amaterasu. What could be inside? Maybe they're full of murder cases. Full of cases? What does that even mean? No points. 0 points. Pot of points. I'm in an area I couldn't get to previously? Oh, hang on. First let's do another save. Because I haven't been saving enough for a while now. Okay. This, like, it's so weird that you, like, walk through here and there's, like, a big tunnel you've never seen before, and it's like, that feels significant, I wonder where it goes. And it's just an invisible wall, and I'm like, why did you do that? That is a weird choice. And this one also doesn't go anywhere? Great, thank you for that. Let's use the Kanai Ward map to go to the clock tower, because it has an actual side quest in it. You gotta do the side quest. Hey, kids running. Are you worth points? Devout Metal Foxman. You know, I haven't seen Seth of the Peacekeepers in a while. You can tell when he's around because he's always preaching to subordinates with that megaphone. Where could he be? So that four-eyed loudmouth is a celebrity here in Kanai Ward, huh? Wonder what happened after he got dragged off by the director of the Peacekeepers. Well, I gotta say that I don't know for sure what happened to that guy. I definitely don't. But completely unrelated, even a human can be turned into, like, beautiful cubes or whatever. That was worth some amount of points. I'll talk to you in a second, Quest Haver. I'm a little child. I'm gonna leave Kanai Ward once I grow up. You may be small, but you're a rebel. Fight the power. What will you do when you leave? I'm gonna buy toys, of course. 5 points. Alright, Quest Haver. Hey, you there.
Huh?
Who, me? That's right. What do you think of Kanai Ward as it is now? Exactly my point. You haven't said anything yet. We're at a loss for words just now, right? That says everything about the current state of the city.
What do you mean?
Ever since the isolation started here 3 years ago, Kanai Ward has become more and more insular. Things can't continue this way. We cannot lock ourselves away. We must step outside, into the outside world. If we don't, Kanai Ward has no future. He's saying some pretty radical stuff. I wonder if he's caught the attention of the Peacekeepers. Amaterasu Corporation is controlling Kanai Ward, oppressing us. It's only once we're free from the bondage of isolation that Kanai Ward can truly flourish. Don't you agree, comrade? Comrade? Who, me? Of course. Come, we must reveal how thoroughly disillusioned Kanai Ward's residents are. With a survey! Yeah, why not? I saved recently. I just have to survey the local residents, right? Not so fast! We must carefully consider the methodology. You never know who might be monitoring us. And why are we even doing this in the first place? Listen closely. An affirmative response will be sunshine, while a negative response will be rain. Okay, I mean, sunshine? Can't go around calling it a survey either. Let's change it to the weather in Kanai Ward tomorrow. Okay, sunshine. Excellent. I'm counting on you.
For now,
Survey, huh? It'd be best to get opinions from all sorts of people. All I gotta do is go around to different areas and talk to people,
Yeah.
right? Let's try asking 3 people. Young heart wants to break free. Now, can I just talk to, like, any old people? I'm? That sound clip is I'm? I think I should be trying... I should try being more eco-conscious.
I'm sure.
Maybe you should try being more ego-conscious. Skull joke. You want me to be more libido-conscious? No, that's nothing. That's not a thing. It is 10 points, though. Everyone should be more libido-conscious. I mean, as long as there's consent. Shinigami's not great on that aspect. I don't know if that green marker is for my current quest or a separate quest, but I might as well go there. Wait, let me try asking this person. Will you take my sunshine? Don't steal my sunshine. There have been half as many accidents since the barrier in front of the crosswalk was installed. Someday I hope we can reach 0 accidents. Yeah, that's cool. For some reason I thought there was a bullet point in that alleyway, but there's not, huh? Hi, quest haver.
Excuse me.
Oh no, this is part of the current quest. Okay, they do use the same markers. I wasn't totally sure about that. I think I've had sufficient evidence to figure that out, but for some reason it was not clear to me. Me? I got time, I guess. What do you want to ask? Are you disillusioned by Kanai Ward's subservience to Amaterasu Corporation? Are you out of your mind? What would you do if the Peacekeepers had heard you just now? You can get yourself in all the trouble you want, but don't drag me into it.
Sorry.
I couldn't agree more. That being said, I'm not happy about it. It sucks to always have to worry about who might be watching you. I wish someone could do something about it. Maybe a detective to make everyone happy or whatever. You're gonna keep at it with that survey? Watch your back out there, okay? Here's the thing. Cute girl started working at the cafe recently. Cute, always smiling, a little ditzy. She's the type I just want to hold and protect. Why are all men like this?
Sure.
Really not sure what's so offensive about that, but sure. It's raining today, too. When will it stop? Really starting to hate it. Only took 3 years, huh? So I probably need, like, different foods in each zone. Probably. So Clock Tower. No. There didn't appear to be anyone in Clock Tower. What if we go to, like, Mansion Zone? I'm a little concerned about going to Kamasaki District because, like, the advanceometer is over there. This girl is such a pain. Should I just start ditching? But if I ditch, teacher will give me a hard time. This side. Alright, well, there's nothing but some straight points here, from the looks of it. Where else could I try going? You think there's people willing to take my survey in Doya District, Toilet Town? I kind of think no, but maybe. How about you? It's feeling sleepy in here. Can't zoom out map, only zoom in map. Test something. I think if there was a thing to do, it would still like show up at the edge of the map. Yeah, that appears to be true. So since I'm not seeing a quest marker here, I should be able to leave. I've definitely started expanding the map decently. By which I mean, there's like more places to randomly check when I have a side quest that doesn't clearly tell me exactly where to be going. And maybe everything is in Kamasaki District, but I got the impression it was like, ask one person in 3 different areas. This probably is not it, though. I think this leads to Kamasaki. Let's just go there. Boop, 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 boop. I still haven't run into Fubuki yet, even though it's heavily implied that she's still alive. But given all the nonsense we've already been through, I do feel like it's pretty safe to assume... Ooh, garbage. Pretty safe to assume my theory is not accurate.
Oh!
Oh, it's trash piled up, and nobody's collecting it. It's the old broken windows theory, a vicious cycle of littering inviting more littering. Places like this tend to be rough, so watch yourself, Master, at puny arms. It was an entirely unnecessary comment. Also, considering how many times we've looked at trash, I'm surprised that still got me points. I was thinking about grabbing a drink since I'm kind of thirsty, but I don't have my wallet. Maybe it's at the station's lost and found. Every shoe sold in Kanai Ward is water resistant. You can even wear your favorite shoes on rainy days. Your boots are amazing. Where did you buy them? Outside of Kanai Ward. Really? I wish I had a pair. So many good designs out there. Our options are limited. I'm jealous of anyone of the luxury of choice. I appreciate you saying that, Demolition. I'm glad to be able to help anyone's day. Just sitting here thinking to myself, like, I'm not sure anyone is enjoying this. I am as much as I can be, but definitely hitting the wall a bit harder than I expected to. It's been a bad week, as alluded to earlier. Umbrella-loving man. This new drone umbrella is incredible. Now, when you say this, I assume you mean one. Oh my god, someone's running the shop that isn't a dog. That really freaked me out, man. It's an umbrella you don't have to hold because it floats. New technology is incredible. Is it made by Amaterasu Corporation? Does it steal your social security and your pension? Of course! Not only umbrellas, Amaterasu does a lot to improve our lives.
Well?
Yes, it's only natural, but some people are actually grateful for Amaterasu. Yeah. I hope the dog didn't get demoted. Or maybe he just hired this guy because he owns the place and needed some spare time or something. Oh, what if he's an animorph? Oh, or a reverse werewolf. Oh, or the dog's intern. Oh. You know, I love reading, but it's always raining here. All the moisture damages books very quick.
I see.
Rain causes all sorts of problems, huh? But the sun doesn't come out, so at least we don't get sunburned. Now that I'm thinking about it, I want to do some maintenance on my books. I might go home early today. There's so many, like, things you could look at in this game. It's, like, a little overwhelming. Like, the points are valuable. At some point, I'm sure I have to draw a line to not constantly be doing this. I already talked to this guy, right? He hates the vending machine. I don't want to advance the thing, but I'm not seeing, like, a quest marker here like I expected. I mean, I know that there's a quest marker to do, like, a whole new quest in Etheria, so I might as well go there and see if there's, like, also a quest marker for the current quest there. But I haven't been braining enough good to do a job of knowing which places I've gone to. Did you like that sentence? Yeah, I know I changed location, but somehow that music change felt abrupt. Oh. It's kind of dim. A bit of neon would really liven this place up. Then this Love Hotel would be really easy on the eyes. There are so many problems with that Shinigami, not the least of which being, when I was in the presence of a pink neon light, you basically threatened my life.
Whoa!
This is a school! Oh, that's like on the list of problems with that, sure. Do you have a school visit permit? Because of the incident the other day, many students are deeply concerned about their safety. You mean when, like, 3 students dropped dead of occult circumstances in the presence of the fascist police force? I don't know why they're concerned about that. For the safety of the students, we can't let unauthorized persons inside. I understand. If you want in so bad, why not reprise your role as the pervert detective? I can't reprise a role I never had. Alright, teacher character asset, give me your quest. Aye! Nah, what is it? A normal person? Thank goodness, I'm sorry for startling you. Don't worry about it. I feel like I've seen this person somewhere before.
Yeah, that's right!
Didn't the shorty detective use his disgusting powers to look like her? I mean disguising powers. No, I don't think you did.
Right.
That's why I recognize her. Do you happen to know the other me as well?
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do you mean? You just said in your head what she means. I've heard recently another me has been seen at the academy. Since then, a mysterious figure has been following me. Not just around the school, but outside it too. It's terrifying.
Maybe.
Could that have been Desahiko in disguise? Do you know something? Whatever it is, please tell me.
For now.
You'll be in a heap of trouble if the truth gets out. You need to make something up. What should I say? Who is this other me? What is that shadow? I mean, all of these seem pretty equally implausible, huh? In the future world where they have drone umbrellas, surely they have Kindles and things to read on. No, this is one of those confusing futuristic worlds where they have only the advancements in technology that are visually interesting and not ones that are consistent with the level of technological advancement. Even though it rains constantly in the UK, people read on the bus or in coffee shops. There's no reason to speak ill of the best weather. I'm impressed that you have that perspective. I feel like most people I know of in the UK just hate the fact that it always rains there. But then again, I live in LA, where most people are like, yay, the weather! And I'm like, it needs to stop being like 90, please. Yeah, I just like the word doppelganger, so I was inclined to pick it. But I do like the notion of starting an urban legend.
Yeah.
It must be a doppelganger. A doppelganger?
And that's what happened.
And that's what happened. They transform just to look like their victim. The real person dies if the two ever meet. I don't think we made her feel any better.
Well,
Well, that's how the urban legend goes, at least. I don't know how true it is, though. Please, I'm scared enough as it is.
sorry.
It's a bad joke. I couldn't help but notice your outfit. Are you a detective? I had no idea there were still detectives in Conai Ward. I'm so confused as to, like, what amount of the populace knows and understands what detectives are.
Well,
Yes, I am. Could you look into this shadow that's following me? Please, I need to understand what's happening. She does seem really troubled by this.
then
Yeah, sure, why not? Really? Thank you so much. I'll let the Academy know in case you need to investigate around there.
Get it?
I'm on to you, Master. Master of Scum, you took this request so you could get into the girls' school, right? Of course not, I'm helping someone in need. Don't we already know the culprit? There's no reason to investigate at all. Maybe true, but there might really be a stalker. I mean, even if that is true, there's a stalker, right? Is something the matter?
Now,
No, I'll start my investigation right away. I'll leave it to you. Teacher's distress. Oh my god. I can suddenly go everywhere. They call them fingers, but I've never seen them fit. You mind if I ask you questions? What is it?
no.
Have you heard about a suspicious person being seen in the school? Someone suspicious, come to think of it. I heard an outsider got into the academy during that incident with the theater club.
Told you so.
See, I'm telling you, it's that shorty detective. Every day since then, people have been seeing a suspicious figure everyone in class
I
is talking
see.
about. Every day, huh? Hello.
You mind?
Do you have a minute? I've been asked by your teacher to conduct an investigation. Yeah, okay. I have practice soon, though, so I can't talk long. That's fine. Have you seen a suspicious figure around here? Suspicious figure? I haven't seen one, but a friend of a friend saw someone leaving the teacher's office in a hurry one night. That could be the culprit. She hid and took a closer look, but it was just the music teacher. Maybe this is all just a big
I
hoax.
see.
Thanks for your help. This seems like a really long side quest, comparatively.
Say,
Since you have permission, it'd be a good idea to use the other entrance instead of going in the back door. That seems arbitrary, but hey, it was worth 10 points. I'll take those. Those like those, right? Oh, hi there. Did you discover
No.
anything? Not yet. I gotta say, some part of me thought that that might just be the doppelganger hanging out at the front entrance to throw me off. Hello, corner girl. Excuse me, there's a few questions I'd like to ask you. Ask me? You seek the knowledge of a journalism club member, but of course, how can I be of
No.
service? It's a unique way of talking.
For now,
Has anything strange happened around the academy recently? Something strange? Well, I would certainly be the person to ask. Now let's see. There was the tragic tale of revenge during the theater club performance. The principal's purloined toupee. A music teacher's first love, the disappearance of a mysterious and beautiful student. Those are the hot topics of the day. Any information on sightings of a suspicious figure? A suspicious figure? A ghost? Who could say? I don't deal in spooky
I
stories.
see.
Seems like she's not good with scary
Thank you.
things. Thanks for the information. Please go away. Sure, leave it to me. My fortune sucked. Screw that cookie and the horse that walked in. What? I like that I can still go in the chemistry lab. And it still has those massive eyedroppers. And you can still access that poison. The poison for Kuzco. Actually, the poison for Aiko. No, she was the one who died on the route. I guess she died in the garden. Listen, you've been watching. You understand.
You mine?
Pardon me. Hello. Are you the one helping out our teacher? Yeah, how'd you know? I saw the two of you talking from the window.
See.
And I'll cut to the chase. Have you noticed anything strange about school or teachers? This is between you and me, but someone has apparently been stealing the teacher's belongings. Small things like her handkerchiefs and pens evidently gone missing from the teacher's office. But outsiders rarely come into the school grounds. I think it's causing her a lot of stress.
Thank you.
In that case...
No students are allowed in the teacher's office, right? Which means that they're masquerading as a teacher, a thing we already knew.
What else is there to check?
I can't go up to the roof, huh? Well, it saves me a little bit of effort, I guess. I don't have to go all the way back through here.
You mine?
I'm investigating rumors of a suspicious person on school grounds. Can I talk to you for 1 minute? Suspicious person. First I've heard of
You
it.
know.
Notice anything unusual? Well, my super nice teacher has seemed out of it lately. When I call out to her, she doesn't respond.
Maybe...
Is that the same teacher who requested my help? She must really be at wit's end. Plus, she seemed to be tailing another teacher. She was walking so sneakily. It's the only suspicious stuff I've
Thank
noticed.
you. That should be enough.
It's probably all the info we're going to get. Did you figure out who the culprit
Yeah.
is? Maybe. I mean, that last comment makes it sound like one of the teachers is stalking this teacher. But I don't know why they would be mistaking... I guess because that person is taking some of her belongings? Maybe they're like accessories or something that cause people to mistake the two? This is clearly not a student based on the information given to us. I feel like it's not supposed to be Tetsuhiko by nature of the fact that as much as he's guilty of crimes, I don't think it's in this game's prerogative to hold him accountable for those crimes. A teacher? Which
Yeah.
teacher? A music teacher. She was mentioned in several of the students' stories, so she has to be the stalker.
I get it.
So it wasn't the shorty detective after all.
Let's solve this thing.
It's time to report back. What is it? Have you figured out who the
Yes.
shadow is? Yeah, but first...
You're the culprit.
I know you're hiding over there. Come on out. Nani? You? What are you doing here? What is this all about, detective?
Culprit is...
This person is the culprit, or rather, the stalker. I'm so sorry, but it's your fault. What do you mean? You said you liked me the other day. It was the first time someone said that to me. Oh, cool. That's a cool basis for a relationship. Thanks, stalker lady. Wow, wowzers. Wowzer trousers. I said that?
No way!
Come on.
This has the shorty detective stink all over it. He causes problems even when he's not around. By the way, do you like that we've rendered the wristwatch? There's probably a way to do it without coding the game in a particularly clever way, but I still like that it's there. I don't recall ever saying that. It must have been a big misunderstanding. Your platonic words might have been taken as a confession of love. So I just jumped to conclusions? No, I'm sure it's my fault for misleading you. I'm so sorry. No, it's alright, really. Looks like I managed to cover it up. Just to be clear, this is like actual criminal activity, and we, the detective, are like, oh good, we've covered up a crime. Thank goodness.
The investigation's going great.
I believe that should settle things. The investigation is going great, apparently. Yes, thank you so much. I can finally rest easy. Allow me to thank you as well. No problem. If you'll squeeze me. There's a really effective, like, 40 seconds of content right there. This is why people watch. So, there ain't nobody else here to check out. Takes me to Ginma District. Somehow I got on the wrong selector. So what have I started in the clock tower, been in Ginma District, I checked Kamasaki and Kanai Station and Doya. It doesn't leave a lot. It's probably most of the places I haven't been. The Kanai Tower Church in Riverbank. Too much for the unnecessary fades to black. I really gotta start streaming Untold Legends again. I'll never be able to explain to anyone why I love that game so much. A lot of it has to do with just a particular point in time when I experienced that game, and the fact that I was playing it with friends and we all saw the insane things in that game happen together. Like that wizard that died of a heart attack in the middle of a boss fight.
Excuse me.
Still have no idea what triggered that. Excuse me, would you be willing to answer a survey? A survey? Oh, I don't mind, but what's it about? Are you disillusioned by Kanai Ward's subservience to Amaterasu Corporation? Do you like how, like, we started this with the conceit that, like, it's too dangerous to go around, like, asking these questions, and so we had to, like, use code? But, like, apparently the code was only for, like, telling the guy the findings of us questioning, like, a bunch of people. And so we're going around doing the dangerous work of asking these questions point blank to people when we could get, like, arrested by the murder police. Oh dear, I didn't hear a single word what you just said. Well, I'll say it again. Cut it out. The peacekeepers will hear you.
Sorry.
Of course I'm not happy with how things are, but it's, you know, talking about it in the open. Honestly, I wouldn't have much of a problem if the peacekeepers weren't so corrupt. Oh, as it stands, they essentially control Amaterasu. Ugh. I wonder if there's anything we could do. Either way, I'll never forgive you if you report this to Amaterasu. I'll haunt you forever.
Huh?
I would never do that. Okay. Are these in order? So, I'll be honest. There was a quest marker next to Kanai Tower that for some reason I was interpreting as, like, this is the number of active quest markers because I didn't see anything else. But apparently that was just telling me to go here the whole time. But the weird thing about it is the church didn't have a marker, right? I don't think it did. Sleepy voice was perfect. Yeah, I'm uniquely positioned to be able to do that voice really well. I don't know if you can read between the lines, but it's, sun's getting a little low in the sky, big guy. Let's go to the church. Serious question, for those of you watching. Currently live on Twitch. Hi, it's me, Vasco. I'm having trouble figuring out what to do with this game. So we got October coming up. It's the 22nd. We got like another week before October hits. In earnest. I don't think we could finish this game before Halloween. So, like, do we put this game on hiatus? And if so, do we do that before, like, starting the next case in earnest? I don't know what to do about that. We've got, like, at least a week to think about it, but I did not really do anything about this information in the now times, because this week has been bad. Do you have any new points for me? Welcome, this is the Church of the Metal Fox. Have you come to pray as well? Nah, I wanted to see how things are going. The only God Master will be praying to is me! That's a weird 5 points.
Excuse me.
Would you be willing to answer a survey? Who? Me? What kind of survey is it? Are you disillusioned by Kanai Ward's subservience to Amaterasu Corporation? What? I could never answer that. It's too embarrassing.
Huh?
Embarrassing? You should only ask that sort of thing once we've gotten to know each other better. And then the game becomes a dating sim, because the game can't help but kill off all of its characters and reinvent itself.
Why?
Is that right?
Told you so.
She's worried her friends might see her talking to you and start spreading rumors.
Sure.
Really think so?
Yeah, that's right.
I really think so. But it probably wasn't easy for you to ask me, so I should give a proper answer. I'm sorry, I just don't feel that way about you right now.
What do you mean?
What kind of answer is that?
Aww.
You got shot down. I do have those feelings, but I'm too scared to be more open about it. So, I'm sorry.
All right.
Ah, I see. Thanks for your help. I don't think I explained myself very well.
Yeah.
That makes 3 people. We should report back. Boom, 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 boom. See, now there's just like a green quest marker floating over. I guess that's supposed to be Clock Tower and me reporting back, I guess. So every chapter so far has had 4 quests, right? Because we're on 2 out of 2 that I know of, and it doesn't feel like there's more to find right now.
Oh,
Like it says, 3 random people is a perfect number for a survey of the area. Yeah, sample size is super important, and since we wanted to get a cross-section of the whole city, definitely asking 1 random person on the street who is unwilling to speak openly to us on the subject in 3 vastly different areas will definitely give us a cross-section of everything we need to know.
Huh?
That's enough out of you. It's a clear act of rebellion against Amaterasu Corporation. I know full well what I'm doing, and I have no intention of stopping. You jerk. Ugh.
You all right?
Didn't we already get almost arrested doing this? You aren't with him, are you?
on.
What are you doing, Master? You'll get arrested.
Sure.
I don't know him. He has nothing to do with me. Nani? If you don't want to get hurt, then stay out of this. That's right. If you don't want anything to do with this, get out of here.
Huh?
How could he say that? Such a high pitch. He went and talked to people just like he has. He's trying to protect me, idiot. Bring it on. I wonder how the weather in Kanai Ward tomorrow will be.
That's it.
He's asking about the survey. If most people in Kanai Ward were disillusioned, then... Seems like sunshine. Sunshine? What a relief. Then it's too early for me to call it quits. I gotta be honest with you. I would have interpreted that differently. I thought Cloudy would have been... Didn't we say, like, Cloudy was, like, a negative response? I don't know. I don't think our code was entirely clear. My takeaway was that, like, cloudy was going to be the, like, people are not happy with the weather. What kind of dumb crap are you spouting? It's gonna rain all day today, tomorrow, and every day after that. You're coming with me. What a fool. There's no hope for him now that the Peacekeepers have him. It's his own fault for defying Amaterasu. And much like every girl that Zack on Saved by the Bell ever dated, he was never seen or heard from again. Despite what those people were saying,
Yeah.
I have a feeling he'll be back someday. I just know it. He might even have a couple of his limbs left over. Young heart want to break free. Many points. Yeah, the threshold for leveling up is definitely finally increasing. I feel like it didn't for like a really long time. And now... yeah, 113 experience just from this point to level up? That's like a big change, huh? Stats are all very confusing to me. Apparently I have 5 SP. Which is actually like a lot more than I thought I had. I still don't think I understand the whole Keymeister thing. Or, for that matter, Shinigami puzzle? I guess that's the... no, the weird one is... the Shinigami puzzle is just pin-up pirate, right? Wasn't there something that had a weird name? I guess it's just the fact that, like, some of those are called... summer fireworks and whatever. I don't know. Somehow that seemed more confusing before than it does now. Let's max out my vitality. Doesn't do much, but I think it just generally improves my score. Sure, let's do a save. Now you have your hot cinnamon roll? Ah, you held on to that for a while. Didn't you have it at the start of the stream? I'm jealous. Although, I have more of that weird novelty cheesecake. I'm really enamored with it, because it's really tiny. But it's also cheesecake, which means I can have a small serving of it. But it's really dense, so it feels like I'm not having an itty-bitty tiny cheesecake portion. I think I showed it off on stream, like, maybe a month ago now. It's like a caramel apple cheesecake. There's like really tiny apple bits in it, and like a more generous portion of caramel. I think I'm just gonna go to Kamasaki District. Because I don't see any quest markers. It's supposed to be some kind of limited edition thing, but I have no earthly idea how long it's gonna last, because it's already been around for a little while. Hey, can I just go on the record as saying I'm, like, pretty annoyed about whatever caused the stream hiccup before? It's, like, not a big deal, exactly, but, like, it is gonna generate more work for me for no reason, and I'm just mad about it. Let's just go to the mall.
That way? Or maybe this way?
Can I buy more meat buns?
I see.
Oh man, there's experience points for talking to the meat bun? Hold on. Alright, Ward. The only other one where I think I know where the shop is Ginma District. I don't know if any of the others have them. This is the tiny rich cheesecake makes me think of a tiny chocolate cake she and her brother got for her mom's birthday. A single portion entire cake, but so much chocolate and so many calories. That's how you know it was successful at being the thing you described, is that you shouldn't eat it all at once. But I might be American. I can't buy a meat bun here. I can only admire the Teru Teru no Mi. Alright, back to the plot, I guess. Why would I go to the solution keys page? For some reason, my brain, apparently in its tired state, wants to just be able to press down and go to the bottom of the map without any other input whatsoever. Box opening gesture. The gesture of opening a box. I'm serious, though, about that gun lady from the Resistance being in Resonance of Fate. She should really be in that game somehow. Now you want cheesecake? I mean, cheesecake is always the answer. But if you want, like, a tiny rich cheesecake, do you have, like, Kroger brand grocery stores near you? Maybe they would have the same one that they have here. Guillaume's lucky hero of the day. For all the Scorpios out there, watch your head. Get trampled and become a star. Meat Bun Shop in Marunamon District? I guess I gotta find that. This is where I am now, right? Marunamon? This place actually seems nice.
So this is Marunamon District. It's supposed to be the commercial area.
Nico says that she saw something awful yesterday. An American shared a picture of a gigantic 7-Eleven Mountain Dew drink that was 950 milliliters and contained over a cup of sugar. And I'm very pleased that Castle's immediate response was just big gulp, which is definitely what that is. But it's just like, yeah, Americans know what that is. Yes, American is apple pie. Perhaps even more so in a way. Actually, somewhat realistic question. I know that, like, 7-Elevens are big in a couple places, like, outside of the US. Like, they're kind of like a thing in Japan, at least, right? Do they have anything like that in the 7-Elevens in Japan? I know they do different stuff there, but do they have any, like, semblance of the big gulp?
Sure looks like it. Compared to other parts of town, it seems kinda uptight.
I'm not sure I'd call this uptight.
A jobless and homeless person like you has no business being here, huh?
We have become something of a NEET.
Setting aside being homeless, I am working as a detective. Even if I'm still a trainee.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go find that phone booth.
Alright, I have no idea where
Where's
that
that
is.
phone booth Servan was talking about?
Gotta look at things for points. Naive natural spring water. Durian smoothie, shark water. Bunch of snobby, pretentious drinks. I hate it! Hold on, what is shark water? If you have to ask, you don't want to know. Probably. Invisible wall. Oh, I thought there was going to be a fragment over there for sure. Oh, sure.
There are a lot of busy-looking people in Marunamon District.
Master, you might have forgotten because of your amnesia, but this is what people look like when they're working. You owe
Hey,
them
look,
and
it's
me
some
an
sort of
apology
spy.
for that careless remark.
Why do I have to apologize to you?
So you still haven't done it yet. What are you talking about? I'm talking about how you haven't bought an Amaterasu Corporation drone umbrella yet. And you have a raincoat. It doesn't look like you have the cash for it anyway. What a dick, I'm the only one who gets to bully Master. And you didn't do it either. Let me admire the statue for points.
What?
Check out the object de fart. Talk about
see.
tacky. Oh, Tarasa Corporation really is powerful, huh? Let's trash it, Master! Peacekeepers will show up if we do something that conspicuous. Oh, man. Going back to the bank makes me nervous.
It's true.
It's true that it does. It's a pretty big building, I guess I understand.
Well?
We're really raking in the cash. Security is tight. This does not really look like a bank. I know it has a scary
isn't that
neon
a
bank
phone
sign. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to be anywhere near
Is
my
that
objective.
the phone booth?
Nah, I think that might be a TARDIS.
I've arrived at the destination. Time to contact Servan. Servan, can you hear me? I arrived at the telephone booth in Marunaman district.
Great job, Master Detective. You work fast.
He says, me having, like, completed several entire side quests in the interim.
Can you go inside the booth and set up the camera underneath the phone stand?
I'm really glad that it's not like a porta potty, because I'm a little concerned about that.
Here's how
that
you
whole
set it up.
positioning. It's implied that he told me how to do it.
Finished. How's this?
Good. I can confirm via the video feed. That's it for the first camera. Check your surroundings for any peacekeepers.
Got it. No peacekeepers. Nobody here has even noticed me.
Even though I opened the telephone booth door, left it wide open while installing a security camera, and then conspicuously looked around to make sure that nobody saw me do that very suspicious activity.
That's when you need to be most careful. They can appear out of nowhere.
It says, anyway, after seeing the photo of the big gulp and hearing about what was in it, I was horrified and wanted to know how you guys are not dead yet. Oh, the truth of the matter is this, Neko. At most, a sensible person would treat a big gulp as a very sometimes thing. I'm not sure I've ever had a full-size big gulp. And, like, I have pretty bad nutritional habits. That being said, there definitely are people who drink, like, full-size big gulps like it's nothing. And I pretty legitimately worry about the health of those folks. It's 1.5 liters? That might be a specialty one. I don't think... Is the big gulp really more than a liter? That seems off to me, but maybe I'm just wrong.
Here's the next location. Head to the front of the cafe in Ginma district. Contact me once you've arrived.
It's called a double gulp. It's worse than a big gulp. Oh no!
I thought you were like a spy, but you're more like an errand boy.
Didn't they specifically call me an errand boy before I left?
Errand boy detective case files just received another entry.
Well, I'll say this. If there's something worse than a big gulp, you should not drink it, for one. Unless it's the only thing available to you and you need an entire day's worth of calories, I guess. But two, under what circumstances is it okay to sell them? Maybe it's diet. Yeah, just get a diet, Neko. How does that not solve the problem? So stupid.
I'm happy to help other people out.
I want to make everyone happy by
At this rate, this
putting
shouldn't take too
suspicious
long.
cameras under people's crotches.
If that's the case, how about we take a detour? I've never been here before. You need to find the other detectives, right? Maybe you'll find their corpses around here.
How would their corpses be here?
I'm gonna ignore that last part. But maybe if we ask around, we'll find someone who has seen them.
I haven't had a Slurpee in ages. I mean, there's definitely a distinction between, like, a Slurpee and, like, the equivalent frozen drinks that are, like, ices and various other things, but they're mostly pretty similar. I, for one, am pleased that movie theaters made a push at some point beyond the scope of my memory to add, like, icy machines so that you can get a Coke Icy at a movie theater. And as a result, I do have those somewhat often. Also, some non-trivial amount of, like, Burger Kings, maybe other restaurants, but mostly Burger Kings to my knowledge. I think McDonald's does them too, actually. I just don't go there because it kills me. But they also have machines to do, like, frozen Cokes. But much like the meme about, like, McDonald's soft serve machines, they're frequently broken. But yeah, I mean, like, how can we make this any clearer for you, Neko? I mean, like, would you prefer to just have, like, to carry around, like, a quadruple IV bag full of, like, just sugar directly into your veins? I feel like the biggest gulp should be enough.
I should gather some information before moving on to the next point.
Slurpee is the slush drink. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a distinction. I mean, arguably the Slurpee is the superior one by nature of the fact that, like, it doesn't run the risk of, like, becoming block of desaturated, flavorless ice crystals at some point, like all the other variations do. But I don't actually find myself going into 7-Elevens all that often. I do sometimes. I used to do it more when Tech lived here. Not like that much more, but more often than I do now. Probably helps that, like, I don't do so much walking around in my neighborhood since the pandemic still. And that's the sort of thing that I would walk to, is 7-Eleven at, like, the far end of a nearby block. Okay, well, that was my plan anyway, game, was to not go to the next objective, and oh my god, there's so many people to talk to and a side quest. Oh, apparently that's exit direction. But not really? It's like a whole dead end?
Let's ask these people if they know about Chief Yako and the others.
Hello.
What do you want? I need to get to the bank.
The bank?
Yeah, the Marunaman Bank is up ahead. It's the only bank in all of Kanai Ward.
That's very troubling to me. I don't like the notion that there's only one bank in this fascist city-state.
Which is why the line always takes forever.
Just like the inexplicable miniature bank in my local grocery store. That line always long.
My colleague who was on break still hasn't come back. I hear there's a really cute waitress at the cafe in Ginma district. Maybe I should ditch work and go there.
The cafe in Ginma. That's where I'm going to set up the next camera.
Maybe I can meet this cute barista and date her. Or, like, convince her to join the resistance. I've kind of lost focus on what my motivations are.
I need to gather a little more information.
For a second, I kind of thought the next person I was going to talk to was Peacekeeper. I'm like, that seems like a horrible idea.
I'm looking for some people.
Like this is, I can't even picture how ridiculous the team gulp must look. What is, based on your findings, what precisely is team gulp? I'm assuming that it's just like a bucket with some comically long straws that you're supposed to drink out of at like a bachelorette party. Is that about right?
Huh? Like who?
One of them has fuzzy hair and a wannabe bad boy look. Another
He's
carries a
covered in
bag as
blood.
tall as himself and thinks he's some big shot superstar.
Sorry, doesn't ring a bell. And I don't think I want to get involved anyway. Bye.
Let's hear what other people have to say.
Oh, I missed that. Castle Arcs and Wikipedia claims that there was a team gulp that was 3,800 milliliters. That's not good. That's not good. I think I have to cross the bridge. Maybe that's not what I want. No, I do have to talk to this guy.
This city has completely changed. The branch office I work for was acquired by Amaterasu Corporation.
Hey, you know who that is? That's definitely Ace from 999, also known as Hangu Gentoro? Not good at Japanese names.
Thanks to that, career employees like me were all demoted. Makes me want to jump into the river.
Looks like we're gonna have to jump.
Have you seen anyone drifting down the river?
That shouldn't be funny, but like, considering this whole time he's insisted on being like super optimistic about like people not dying in like the missile attack, to just like casually go up to this guy who's like basically talking about suicide, being like, by the way, have you seen my friend corpses float down this lazy river? Like, what? How is that your approach? How is that your approach, man?
Huh? You mean like people? I've been here all day. I haven't seen anyone.
Ah, a fellow neat, I see.
I see. Thank you.
Maybe you should throw some more questions out there.
That was so funny, it made me even more tired. Oh hey, a memory shard in the condiments.
Oh wait, I'm invisible.
Hang on, at some point, maybe that's the thing. I'm gonna post this to the Discord, but maybe we just like get wherever we get tonight, and then like next week we just do like a bunch of memory shards or something. Well, I guess maybe we can like progress to the point that we would like start the next case proper and then fill the stream with memory shards. I feel like we have a bunch. We've only looked at one. Can I not buy a meat bun here? The tooltip on the loading screen said that these were the best ones, and I got experience points for having a different one somewhere. Meat bun loving woman. I work in a building nearby. The meat bun's hero to die for. Speaking of depressing things, have you seen my dead friends lately? Nice. Can I actually picture the moody dude floating down the river while reading? That's fair, Neko. That could definitely happen. And he'd be so upset that he didn't get blown up by the missile because someday he hopes to die or whatever. I come here every day to buy these meat buns. I'm obsessed with them. That's why I walk home from work every day. I do hot yoga too. To be honest, it's tough. Why don't you try cutting down on the meat buns? You could have one every other day instead. Are you serious? The notion of eating fewer meat buns is inconceivable! She has a real appetite for meat buns. I'm a little troubled by the fact that this is a hot and cold snack stand. And it prominently displays hot dogs. Now, I'm sure that those could be the hot snacks. In fact, it seems like that might be the only hot thing here. But it conjures the image of, like, cold hot dog, and that's Frown Town. Send that stuff over to Toilet Town, man. That's not for me.
You know...
This place looks delicious too, but everyone is eating only meat buns.
Then...
If you feel sorry for them, why not treat them to something else? You know I don't have any money. Yet. And yet? Really close to 11. I want to go to them. Despite the fact that this is a little confusing to navigate, I like this area. This looks like a place I would want to hang out. But that's because I'm the weirdo who likes Vegas for the, like, reasons that nobody understands. I think I'm approaching a thing, right? Can I talk to you? I don't think I talked to you.
Excuse me.
Looks like a chili dog. That's, you know, it did look like a chili dog, the photo. Are you asking if I would be okay with a cold chili dog? Or are you trying to imply that the game might be making some, like, pun that doesn't really make sense the way that they presented it? That it was like a chili C-H-I-L-L-Y dog. Excuse me, I'm looking for people from the basically terrorist group, the Nocturnal Detective Agency, who were so dangerous to know about that the peacekeepers blew them up with a missile. Have you seen them? Are you willing to talk about them? Detectives? Is there such a thing in Kanai Ward? She doesn't even know you guys exist. Sorry, but I don't have the faintest clue. Maybe someone else will know something. I should get the quest before I talk to this yellow hard hat man. Hard hat man was not a successful Mega Man robot master. Did you come to see the power plant too? Considering it's one of the most important establishments in Kanai Ward, I can understand why you'd want to. Does it have to be homemade chili? Or that canned hot dog chili? Do you mean... What is that stuff? Like... Isn't there some, like, brand name Sloppy Joe stuff? I don't... Did Shinigami just explode? Did anyone see that? She just, like, literally exploded. And then, like, went all Looney Tunes, like, ash covered. And then got better. I don't think I've ever seen that before, have I? I really don't want to go. What should I do? What's the matter? Huh? Oh, I don't want to go to work is all.
Get it?
I don't really want to do the work today. Itching work, huh? That seems pretty common these days. He looks terrified, so that can't be the only reason. You seem really frightened. Are you in a dangerous line of work? No, all I do is fix leaky roofs. It's not really that dangerous. I mean, it's kind of dangerous. I've heard rumors about a red rain falling at the site I'm headed to today. Red rain? At least that's better than chocolate rain, right? Sounds exciting. Let's hear him out.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Blood red rain apparently falls from the sky at times. Creepy, right? Is that everything? Yeah, I was scary enough already, so I didn't ask anymore. Are you seriously interested in red rain?
And that's what happened.
Even though I'm still in training, I'm a detective. Something I'm willing to tell everyone, even though it's a, like, prisonable offense in this town. You? A detective? Sure don't look like one.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. You don't look like one, because you look like you're 12. Shut up. But a detective is exactly what I need. I want you to prove the red rain is just a crazy rumor.
But...
If there really is red rain, it'd be tough to prove it's a lie. What should I do? Let's investigate it.
Yes.
Alright, I'll see what I can find out. Thanks. The spot in question is an alley in Kamasaki District. I'm counting on you. I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, or maybe I'm, like, projecting or something. But does it feel to anyone else, like, subtly over time, Yuma is, like, finally starting to, like, push back on Shinigami, like, constantly berating him? I got disoriented and thought there might have been things I missed there, but there weren't. But then I just ignored the fact that I still have to talk to whoever this is.
Huh? What do you want? I'm on break right now.
What kind of work do you do?
I work at the power plant up ahead.
I water the power plant.
All of the rainfall in Kanai Ward is gathered through the drains and ends up there. And then hydroelectrical generators create electricity for this city. Did you know that? Quite efficient, right?
That's very interesting. I spoke to a few people, but
hey, I leveled up.
No one seems to have seen them.
Unfortunately, I didn't smell the stench of corpses either. Well, if there aren't any corpses, then they're probably alive somewhere.
That's true, but for now I should get back to the job. They might get worried if I take too much time.
Next to some cafe in Ginma District, right?
Yeah, I've been there before. This one shouldn't take long either.
Let's go to... Let's see if I can knock out this side quest and call it a day. Yeah. It seems like chat generally has the same impression, but just to clarify for those who are more skeptical, I'm not saying that, like, he's suddenly assertive, but, like, instead of like constantly just taking it on the chin, I feel like there's been a noticeable uptick in him sort of being like, stop that. Like he said shut up to her like a moment ago or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I mean, if true, if intentional, I appreciate that. That, like, an effort is made to, like, gradually make it seem like there's character development with that little adjustment. Hello, Yellow Hood Man. There are rumors about Red Rain falling here. Do you know anything about it? See, what now? Never heard of it. Think someone's messing with you, man. You might be right. Hello.
Excuse me.
You heard a rumor about Red Rain falling in this area? Red Rain? Is that an urban legend? I've never heard of it, let alone seen it. Hello. Excuse me, do you know anything about this Red Rain I'm hearing about? Can't say that I do. Where did you hear that? It's fine if you don't. Thanks, Sam. Looks like no one knows anything about it. What's going on here? Did that guy trick us?
Boom kill you!
Deceiving my master gets you boom killed. Rumor nobody's heard about. He might have been tricked too. I should ask him where the rumor came from. Yeah, it took a lot less time than I might have figured. Where was I? Runamon. For some reason, that's not where I was expecting to see that on the map, but, like, I am barely conscious. Why do you think you can only sometimes buy meat buns in this game? Are you kidding me with this? Why did they put those guys there? I hate those guys. What's literally happening? Help me out here. Why are there suddenly construction workers blocking every possible access I have to, like, the other half of this area? This is very annoying. You need to fix this. Huh?
No.
Huh? Watch out, Master. I think you're being surrounded. Can I help you? Well, I'll be going then. Time to hit the old dusty trail. Where art thou going, brother?
Huh?
Brother, what are you talking about? The crimson red rain is a blessing. Those who seeketh it are brothers. Believe in the red rain as we do. Master, there's something off about these guys. Let us trust in the crimson rain. Seek the blessing with us.
What do?
The crimson rain will guide us to the promised land. Receive thy blessing and enter the promised land. They're gonna get us if you don't do something!
Jason!
Jason. Gotta be wary of that red rain. Did we lose him? It doesn't look like anyone followed us.
Hey!
Master, what's that? Is it a log pose?
This is... Huh?
It says, when next we meet, thou shalt beest made a brother in truth. They must have written this note, but when? Anyway, let's report back. I'm glad it at least dumped us off right next to him. After, like, taking us out of the way to have that cutscene happen. Hey, you're back.
Yes.
You're into a bit of trouble. As for the investigation, rest assured, the Red Rain doesn't exist.
Say,
Are you not going to mention those guys? That would only make him more uneasy. Better to leave him in a dangerous situation and not have him concerned in the short term, don't you think? The Red Rain doesn't exist? Yes, you can go to work without... The Crimson Rain does indeed exist. Nani? Trust in the Crimson Rain as we do. Master, this guy's... Brother, trust in the Crimson Rain as we do. Let us make for the Promised Land. Whoop, 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 whoop. It doesn't look like he followed us. That guy must have already been brainwashed.
What does that mean?
Seems like it. Just who were those people? I didn't sense anything strange from them, so they're probably just humans. That's even more unsettling. It's not better, that's worse. I genuinely believe some Crimson Red Brain will save them. Nah.
what's up?
What is it?
Sure.
Nothing. I must be imagining things. Definitely wasn't a guy behind me or anything. Oh, there he is. The Crimson Red Rain will guide us to the Promised Land. Receive thy blessing and enter the Promised Land, Promised Land, Promised Land. Peas and carrots. I got a lot of points. Alright, well, we will figure out what to do next week, or sometime between now and next week. I'm gonna say my initial impression is that we are likely to get right up to the threshold of starting a new case, and then fill time by seeing some of those memories. I honestly think between finding the last side quest and the remainder of the camera installations, it'll actually probably take a decent chunk of the stream next week, but I think I'll probably try to play this game up until the end of September, which gives us one more weekend. Like I says, I'm a little tired of Japanese brainwashed cult side stories by now. They're in everything. You're not wrong about that. I think it's a very valid opinion to have, but like, it's just like a popular thing in Japanese storytelling, so it makes a certain amount of sense, but I definitely hear you. Welcome home to home screen. It's me, Big Vasco. Boy, are my arms tired. Mostly my head. I really should take some medicine. It's kind of subsided, but I definitely had a headache in the middle of that stream there. Yeah, I should get... Oh, God, I have to edit. I'm so mad about it. I really am. Why don't you all, anyone who's still here, try and find the secret Squirtle? Somewhere on the couch behind me, I've hidden a secret Squirtle. Note that if you can see a Squirtle like this guy, or this one, those aren't secret, they're right there. Don't be silly. I'm gonna give you all a chance to figure out where that secret Squirtle might be hiding, and place your bets now, because to locate a secret Squirtle will be an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. In the meantime, I'm gonna have some of this remaining 100% juice apple. Also, I'm going to take this moment. I don't know if this will be a bit. I feel like lately I've encountered a lot of things that I'm inclined to share with people who have similar interests, of which there are not many. But I found a fun thing through YouTube's algorithm this week. When work got really intense over the last 2 weeks, I was less able to focus on more complicated like podcasts and things like I will sometimes listen to while doing like data entry type stuff. And so I had looked for some like music playlists on YouTube to like listen to while working. And long story short, it led me down a rabbit hole that connected me to a specific channel I'm really enamored with called Flavor Trip, spelled European fashion of flavor. And it's like the weirdest, most wholesome thing that I've just really... I'm really into this right now. So what Flavor Trip is it's like... I think they're a couple, pretty sure, but it's just like a guy and a woman, and like every video they introduce it, they're just like, hi, it's like Amy and Jimmy, and like we're here to party, and then they like basically take turns like making dinner for themselves and DJing like an awesome like dance music playlist, and they just like go back and forth. Like neither one is solely responsible for either task. They're both doing both. And they're both just, like, dancing the whole time that they're, like, DJing and making food. And, like, it's not the sort of thing I would expect to like at all, but it's just, like, the most incredibly wholesome thing. And they're also both really talented DJs. And so it ends up being this package of, like, thing I'm really interested in. I absolutely love this channel. Like, if you have any interest in dance music at all, like, check it out. Because, like, I was, like, really skeptical. I'm like, this seems really weird. These are two really, like, dorky-looking people. And a half hour later, I'm like, I would die for these two. They are everything. Hashtag squad goals. Anyway, yeah, check that out if you're interested. Because, like, I don't know. I've seen, like, 3 of their videos now. They're all, like, an hour to an hour and a half long. And, like, they're mostly, like, set outside at various, like, beautiful locations in the European countryside. I don't know, it's just really interesting niche thing that I really like. Yeah, let's go see if we can find that Squirtle. I'm gonna take all the things off my head. Let's see. What have we here? Okay. Guess for Octohat. Guess for Banana Man. Loch Ness Friend. Carlos. You don't understand what DJs do. They just put on a CD and press play. It's... I mean, I will admit to not fully understanding it, but, like... they make dinner in the European countryside. They usually have... I mean, like, sometimes they're stationed, like, outside what I assume is, like, an Airbnb equivalent of just, like, some nice house or something. And they're, like, poolside, and there's, like, a grill or something like that. But, like, I definitely saw one where they had, like, kind of like a camping stove set up. It was actually more impressive to me that they had their whole, like, complicated DJ soundboard set up. But, like, I think there's stuff, like, trying to match beat and tone between songs so that the transitions are smooth. I think that's, like, a big part of the skill of being a DJ. But, like, also part of it is just, like, choosing songs that like work well together back to back that feel like a continuous sort of groove without like radically adjusting the mood or like tone or anything. It's kind of a subtle thing as far as I understand it. So like for one, again, I don't think I fully understand the skill set, and B, I think it's just like a thing that is kind of easy to not fully appreciate, but like I think those are both a big part of it. Yeah, let's go see about some stuff. How are my joints today? Mostly normal. Okay, that's weird. Let's see. The guests are focused around here. Let's start with my good buddy Carlos. I just want to show him off because I love him. Let's hold hands. What a good friend. Carlos is hanging out with Greggysaurus, the Stegosaurus. Because I saw him in one of my storage bins. I was like, oh, I used to live on the couch full time, and you haven't been on there for a while. It made me sad. So he got to hang out. What else? Banana Man. He's borrowing Tunic's sword and shield because he also has magnet hands. I do love to see just a wall of Carlos in chat. That's always good. He was doing battle with a Ninja Turtle. Not a Squirtle, but conspicuously close, as we've come to understand. Back behind The Loch Ness Monster. There's like a whole mess of stuff back here. Got little Vasco hanging out on top of Donut Cat. Donut is mysteriously not visible. Back behind all of that, this Giraffe Cat. The last guess I saw was under Octohat. And look what we have. Look what we have here. Man, I can't talk at all. I'm so tired. That would be a secret Squirtle. A Squirtle that was hiding. But I'm not done yet. Because I got something I want to show off. It's not a Squirtle. But hiding behind our cool spot friend is a new spooky addition to the couch. Now, I don't know if any of you were here or remember it, but a few weeks ago I mentioned that I saw like an article that was like, look at the best Squishmallows for Halloween this year. And I was like, oh man, there is a candy corn that is dressed as a bat, and it's extremely cute. And my mom found it for me because even though the local grocery store has an excellent selection of Squishmallows, which is genuinely a problem to my life, they did not have this one. But she found it. She got it for me. Yeah, I figured chat would love it because of the fascination with candy corn from Costume Quest back in the day. But, like, he's just a cute little guy. Actually, the name is Deli. What are your pronouns, Deli? Okay, Deli is she. So she's a happy little candy corn. She's also dressed as... I happen to really like Squishmallows that have, like, little bits on them. I mean, little tiny legs are my favorite. C. Carlos. But the wings, you know, have, like, the donut dragon and the, like, hot beverage pterodactyl. And those are also very favorite. Just look at that face. Just look at the face. I kind of gotta, like, squish the body into shape because I want it to settle more at the bottom so it'll sit upright. For some reason, it's mostly squished to the top, which that's just, like, not the shape that candy corn has. Yeah, or, like, axolotl goes. There's, like, a bunch of good ones. So far, I mostly have little feet and wings, but I like those. But yeah, I wanted to show that off because it's so good. I mean, I could have waited until someone, like, found it. It could have been, like, a double secret, but I mean, it's very good, and I wanted you to know about it. Anyway, that's going to conclude the stream. I got to, like, do extra editing because whatever happened before, I don't understand what it was. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this installment of side quests and, like, meeting a whole new cast of characters again. And I've reached a point where I'm not sure I understand what this game is anymore. Maybe we'll find out together, or maybe the answer was homunculus all along. Either way, I do intend to return to this next week, and then we might have a break for just Halloween in general. But tomorrow night, we're going to return to Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, which was an absolute blast, and I'm really looking forward to playing more of that. I think we got, like, another 2-ish weeks of that. We'll see how that goes. But for now, thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. Enjoy what remains of your evening. Hope you have a great sleep, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow. But whenever I next see you, one thing that is most important is for you to remember that you are Claus.